as a West Indian fan at the moment. 1-0 down in a series that a lot of people would have thought, the West Indies would have been doing a bit better in. A game that they lost pretty early to me, I think, after about the 14th over. It was always going to be an uphill task for them. And a game that they probably should not have lost based on the start that they got in the power play. But the West Indies they have to come back today and try to bounce back against a Pakistan team that's also in a bit of a rebuild. Saima Ayub in that last game got a really good score. He got himself a game that they probably should not have before he got out. They also picked up 2 wickets, so he is one that the West Indians will be looking to get rid of early. But the news from the toss is that Pakistan won the toss. They're going to have a back first.
Well, Liam, as the umpires walk out, I have with me the greatest supporter in the history of West Indies cricket, and that's Peter Matthews. I'll just for a couple seconds, you can just get from Peter his impressions as the West Indies go into the second match.
Hey, good afternoon, listeners.
Yeah, so you've been a fan of West Indies cricket for a very long time, and it must be hard for you to see the way that things are at the moment.
Yeah, it's very disheartening for any West Indian fan at all, knowing from where we came from and how long we are rebuilding. I think this rebuilding process taking too long. I think they're using the wrong material.
Yeah, well, they've got a chance today to try to come back. A series win here for them would mean that they need to win the next 2 games, and if they can get that done, that could be steps in the right direction. But I think the change in captaincy, a change in personnel, a change in coaching staff. There's been a lot of reshuffling going on, especially at a time where the West Indies were almost where they wanted to be, and then all of a sudden, these big changes came.
Yeah, it's hard as a fan to sit down and watch this. When you are what we call armchair people behind the scenes, we figure that we know who we want to see play the game. West Indies has been struggling for a while, and as a fan, I have full faith in some of the players that I've been seeing coming in. So maybe it's the wrong position they're coming in. I don't know what the process takes behind picking the team and the formation of the batting lineup. Most of the players on this team, except the new young ones, they have established themselves on the world stage, so they know what it takes to win a game. Somehow or the other, we can't put that combination together to win games of late. I don't know what is transpiring there. But having said that, as a West Indian fan, I expect them to go out there tonight and do what they're supposed to do, which is win the game for the Caribbean people.
Well, I'd like to say thanks to you, Peter. We are just about to get underway here. The Pakistani openers are heading out to the middle. Saibzada Farhan, who got off to a decent start in the last game, and Saim Ayub, who is in good form, as I welcome back Vinod Mamchan.
Well, the West Indies, 2 changes today. Good old Jono Charles is not in, as well as Jediah Blades, and they've been replaced by Casey Carty, who I think has so much to offer this West Indies team at this point in time. And it's good to see Carty coming in. It's good to see so it's Carty and Atenes, the left-handed Atenes, and the West Indies wanted that left-handedness up front. And I think they will get that. In the last game, you found that Gurukesh Murthy had to come in at 4 because they wanted a left-hander there at that point in time, with the Pakistani spinners taking the ball away from the right-handers. So they wanted a left-arm spinner in. Murthy came and went. So now it's Atenes, which I think is a good inclusion, Liam.
Yeah, I think with the absence of Hetmyer, who has been in pretty good form, with the absence of Nicholas Puran, as we keep mentioning, after his retirement, you need a left-hander somewhere in there just to break up that right-handedness that we saw earlier on. And I think the experiment with Murthy didn't work, but it's good that they have the options on the bench. Atenes is a player that hasn't yet established himself on the T20 stage, but he has a lot of potential and he's in some form. And the one change as well for Pakistan is Haris Rauf, who in a game where the Pakistani bowlers were brilliant, Harris Raw for 4 overs for 40 odd. So he has been replaced by Hassan Ali, who, we all know Hassan Ali, full of experience.
So it's going to be Ayub to face first up, and the West Indies will be looking at to the left arm orthodox spinner from Trinidad and Tobago, Akil Hussein, to give them a good start. So they've gone back to what has been trusted and tried, which is opening the bowling with Akil Hussein.
I couldn't understand it over the past few games, including that Australia series where Hussein was not being used with the new ball. It's something that has worked. It's something that has taken him from just being a regular player to the number one T20 bowler in the world. And, his ability to bowl in the power play as a spinner has been excellent. So we are off here for the first ball. Akil Hussein is in to bowl to Ayub over the wicket. And Ayub flicking this one into the onside down to Moti. In fact, that's Rutherford that made on for a single, and Pakistan are off and running.
Yeah, so one without loss. Saim Ayub knows a lot about these West Indian bowlers playing in the CPL. He was a star the year that Guyana finally won it. And he, of course, is here getting its second international half century in the first game. I want to say very good afternoon to all our listeners throughout the Caribbean and throughout the world. You're listening to the cricket. This is a production for Guardian Media. And of course, a number of you are listening on the Freedom 106.5. And where else? You have the freedom of getting top rated international sports coverage. It's going to be Akil Hussein, the man originally from Laventille in Trinidad. Here he is, round the wicket, he's in and bowls, and that's a delivery that comes back in the arm ball. It just was sliding into the right-handed Farhan, and the score is now 2 without loss. 2 deliveries going so far.
And that right there is the strength of Akil Hussein bowling in the power play. He's got the ability to turn the ball, but he's also got the ability to bowl that arm ball that drags right back into the stumps. And, he's picked up so many wickets just like that.
So here he is again. This time he's back to over the wicket, and he's bowling to Saim Ayub. Here is Hussein. He's in and bowls, and Ayub looking to slog sweep this. He misses completely, crashes into the pad, and there is no run. And bubbles to first slip where skipper Shea Hope fields, and there is no run. Well, just now I was listening to you and Peter Matthews, and you could have heard the hurt in the voice of Peter Matthews.
Yeah, he's someone who has been, ever since I was a kid, I've seen Peter Matthews on TV in the crowd with his big hat on, supporting the West Indies.
Ayub is forward and just pushes this one down to mid-on. There is no run. Good start here by Akil Hussein.
Yeah, excellent stuff early on from Akil, and he's right back to his strength, right back to what he does best, and that's opening the bowling with the new ball and getting any sort of movement that he can get, and also building some pressure in the power play and maybe forcing a false stroke from Ayub.
Yeah, it's Hussein again. He comes in, goes past the umpire now, bowls, and Ayub is forward and then back, works it away through mid-wicket. He will get just a single. Takes the score on to 3 without loss now.
I think in the absence of Blades and Johnson Charles, you get 2 guys in Carty and Athens who are excellent fielders. Both of them are excellent fielders. Another issue we saw in that first game was the West Indies dropped a couple of catches in the middle overs. Johnson Charles didn't drop any or Blades, but I'm just saying, Carty and Athens are brilliant.
Quicker delivery. Again, another arm ball pushed away on the offside by Saib Farhan. And it's the end of an excellent first over there from Akil Hussein. You couldn't have asked for much more. 3 without loss.
No, excellent stuff indeed from Hussein, and it looks like it's going to be the big man Jason Holder who's going to take things off from the media center end. I'm seeing Brandon King out there with the vest on, so he is here with the squad. He is injured. He's picked up that side strain. It's sad to see so many players injured in a series like this where you need West Indies to win. And, Brandon King has been in excellent form. He batted really well against Australia. Evan Lewis was in really good form before he picked up that injury as well.
Well, what hasn't helped as well is the fact that the workload has been heavy. An international cricketer's workload these days is pretty heavy, and hence the reason that you find more injuries than not. What about Alan Border? Played 156 consecutive test matches. Here is Jason Holder. He goes past the umpire now, bowls. That's a good delivery. Angling across Ayub as he pushes forward. There's no run and gets down to backward point. A big frame of Jason Holder. A good player. And of course, he showed his colors in the first game.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, you look at the positives for the West Indies in that first game, and you can really see two positives, and that was Jason Holder and Shamar Joseph. Joseph picked up 3 for 30 and had 21 off of Jason Holder. 1 for 35, which did not reflect how well he actually bowled. And also picked up 30 not out of 12 deliveries.
Yes, Holder again goes past the umpire bowls, and this delivery a bit too straight, worked away nicely by Ayub. He gets one, he wants two, it's not there, down behind square, and he just gets the single. So that takes the score along nicely now for Pakistan. It goes on to 4 without loss. This is over number 2. The West Indies, they've made an excellent start. Yes, Holder. He goes in again, goes past the umpire now, bowls, and this delivery angle into Farhan. It's a chance to run out at the strikers, and the direct, trying to effect a direct hit there was a Moti. It was way away from the stumps, and they get a single. So the Pakistanis realizing that there are no boundaries yet to have. They're looking to push the ball around, get the single.
A good start from the West Indian bowlers. They've been right on spot. No loose deliveries just yet. And, you look back at the first T20, Blades also bowled a very good first over, just went for about 6. But it was that middle over period where Ayub and Fakhar Zaman were able to build a partnership that the West Indies really struggled.
Yes, Holder goes in again and bowls, angling across. Ayub gets a thick inside edge. It's running into the boundary for 4. You can't blame Jason Holder. He's unlucky. That was a very good delivery. Ayub looking to punch it through the offside. It took a thick under edge and into the boundary for 4. Yeah. 9 without loss.
Unfortunate for Joel Andrew as well, the wicketkeeper, because the ball was angled across Saim Ayub there, and he got the under edge. It completely wrong-footed Andrew. He threw his frame the other direction and was not able to get a hand on it. And unfortunately for the West Indies and for Jason Holder, it is the first boundary of the Pakistan innings. And the first boundary for Saim Ayub.
I thought because of the pace of it that Andrews could have done a little better with that. Here is Holder in again, he bowls, and this is angling across. Andrews takes, fumbles, it falls out of his glove. He recovers and there is no run. So Jason Holder is bowling well here.
And it's something that we've grown accustomed to. We keep mentioning that in a series where they lost 5-0 and they've lost the first game of the series, Jason Holder's been the one guy that's been consistent. He's been pretty good with both bat and ball. And he continues to use his experience to put the Pakistanis under pressure.
Here he is again, Holder, number 98 on his back, goes past the umpire, bowls, beaten, and there's a lot of police out caught behind. Holder strikes early for the West Indies, and Saim Ayub, the star for Pakistan in the opening match, he has to walk back, angling that one across him. He was nowhere near that. He was looking to drive down the ground. It takes the edge, and Holder strikes for the West Indies.
Yes, that man Jason Holder, once again, a good delivery. He was always trying to push the ball across Saim Ayub. And a good take from Joel Andrew, his first dismissal in T20 international cricket. And Jason Holder is the man. He picks up his 78th T20 international wicket. And the West Indies are off to a good start here.
Excellent start here by the West Indies. Pakistan and a 9 for 1 after the 2 overs. Jason Holder taking his wicket there, 1 for 5, and that he had a fortuitous 4 struck off him in the over as well. So it could have been even worse. It could have been 5 for 1, but at the end of 2, it's 9 for 1. The West Indies are on top at the moment in the power play.
So the new batsman is going to be Fakhar Zaman in at number 3. Got a good start in that first game, and he held out to Akil Hussain. But he's in now a bit earlier than in match number 1. And he now has to pick up some of the slack where Saim Ayub was the main scorer in the first innings. It now turns to Fakhar Zaman and all his experience to try to rebuild this Pakistan innings. And just a quick note, Jason Holder is now tied for the most T20 international wickets for the West Indies with none other than the champion, DJ Bravo.
Well, he'll be looking to go past the Trinidadian, DJ Bravo, the champion, and the champion sorely missed on this West Indies team. But it's going to go. It's going to be his close friend, and that is Akil Hussein, who's going to take up the attack from the northern end. Again, another arm ball pushed back there by Fahan, and there is no run. I think you have the long list, Liam.
Yeah, and we speak of Akil Hussein, he's right under Jason Holder with 71. He is third. So, you look at the experience you get from Hussein and Holder, and, they are the leaders of this West Indian bowling lineup.
Well, they've started well tonight, both of them. This is good. Arm ball again, pushed away on the offside. Hussein feeds to his own bowling, and there is no run. The score remains 9-1. This is over number 3.
And just under Akil Hussein is another man who's going to be bowling a bit later on, Romario Shepherd. He's got 64. So you've got 3 out of your top 5 wicket takers in this format, in this game. And you begin to wonder.
Here he is pulling away over the infield. This is racing away into the boundary. And a lovely effort down there. Restricts it down to 1. Just raising it over mid-on. There was Fahan. So Fahan looking to get on with it. 10-1 in over number 3.
Yeah, you begin to think you've got 3 out of your top 5 wicket takers of all time in this format, playing in this game. They've been playing most of the series gone by. And you look at the West Indies team and you see that bowling has been the problem in T20 cricket. And you just tend to think, what is going wrong?
I think it's all about combinations. It's all about using them and when you use them. You've called on the very experienced 1 and 2. Well, 2 and 3 in terms of Jason Holder and Akil Hussein to start here. And what they have done. This is over number 3. It's 10-1. They have gotten rid of Saim Ayub. And who knows if it was different in the first game and these were 2 guys who operating quickly on top. Who knows what might have happened. Saim Ayub went on to score a half century that propelled Pakistan. So it's Akil Hussein again from the far end. It's a little bigger crowd. In fact, a much bigger crowd today. Let me say that. As this is 2 straight, worked away. And down behind square, no run. Fakhar Zaman just coming into his wicket there and clipping that one. So the score remains 10-1. So now we have fans in every stand. It's not packed, but there are even fans in the bleachers to the right of us. So this is good. Here is Akil Hussein again. Just takes a deep breath, settling his nerves as he comes in here now. Bowls to Fakhar Zaman, and he's playing the reverse sweep. And it finds itself into the boundary for 4. You really can't set a field for that. The score goes on now to 14-1.
Playing that reverse sweep there to great effect. He took a step across his off stump right before Hussein bowled. And there is obviously no deep point. He was able to get that. Once he got it over the infield, it was always going to be 4 runs. Hussein, unfortunately for him, there's not much he could do about that. It's just a good cricketing shot. And with 1 delivery to go in the 3rd over, it's 14-1.
Hussein, here he is. He comes in again. And Fakhar Zaman just coming forward, playing it away down behind square. Moti Fields, and he gets a single, he gets off strike. So that's 1 more. Takes the score along now to 15-1. And it brings over number 3 to a close. So at the moment, not bad by the West Indies. And this is a good move to continue with Jason Holder.
Yeah, 2 overs for 9 for Akil Hussein so far. You can't ask for much more from a spinner in the power play. And, it goes back to what we were speaking about. This is where he thrives. This is where he's at his best. And he's always bowled better in the power play than out of the power play, which is rare, especially as a spinner. But he's showing what he's capable of here. 2 overs, none for 9. And Jason Holder is back into the attack. His first over, just 6 runs and the big wicket of Saim Ayub. He'll be bowling to Fakhar Zaman, and he's got a deep backward square and a deep point.
There's a short third man in place as well. Of course, squarish cover, mid-off. Backward short leg, mid-on, and a man on a deep mid-wicket boundary. Here he is. Holder up to the wicket now, bowls the fack as a man, and he struck on the pad. Holder initially going up and then coming back down, as that was clearly pitched outside the line of the leg stump.
Yeah, but he's bowling to his field. He's got a man out at deep square, and if Fakas a man did pick up with that clip, it would have gone straight to the man or maybe to his right or left. But there is a man stationed out there to stop that boundary. So good thinking from Jason Holder. With this field, it gives him the option to bowl both sides of the wicket and not to be too predictable.
Here he is, a big man, runs away from us up to the umpire now, bowls, and Zaman is coming down the track and hitting it, not really getting hold of it. And all he will get is one. There he was, chipping down the track to Holder, and the sand base outfield, you saw it there. The ball just dropping a puff of sand and didn't really go anywhere far.
He seemed to come off the toe of the bat, but Fakazaman, you could see his intent. He's trying to use his feet against Jason Holder here and try to counteract that swing and hit the ball over the infield. But unfortunately for him, off the bat, and he's actually lucky to still be there. If that ball was hit a little bit more to his right, Shea Hope could have been in the game at mid-off.
Yes, Holder again. Leans forward and runs in, up to the wicket now, he bowls, and Fan is hitting this in the air, running back his chase, and the catch has been completed. The West Indies strikes again. Jason Holder, the man from Barbados, has struck again. It's now 16 for 2. Combermere College is starring here. It's now 16 for 2 in over number 4.
And Jason Holder with that wicket becomes the leading wicket taker for the West Indies in T20 International. So massive congratulations to him. And that one, it was pitched up, it was swinging away, and a wild heave really from Farhan. It was high in the air, and the man out there, Shafin Rutherford, settled underneath it for a while, and it started to go away from him. And you could have seen from the reaction of Jason Holder that it was a brilliant catch from Rutherford.
Yeah, he stayed with it. He took it low, which is not advised, but he stayed with it. He had to take it low. He had no choice because of the fact that it was swirling and it moved at the last moment, but he covered it well. The West Indies, they are large and in charge here at Central Broad. Pakistan are 16 for 2.
This is what you want to see from the West Indies. You want to see a reaction after what happened in the last game or what happened in the last series, whether it may be a delayed reaction or not. You want to see them in these positions, taking the game on early and, trying to push Pakistan on the back foot as early as possible in a situation where they need to win 2 of 2 to be victorious in this series. No better start than this.
So Fakhar Zaman is still out there. He's at the non-strikers end. And Jason Holder, 2 for 7. Haider is the man in. Harris, in fact. Mohammed Harris is the man in now. And let's see how he goes. 16 for 2 at the moment as Holder just making a change to the field. So there's a slip in place now. Short third man is a point, short cover and mid-off on the offside. Here he is. He's advancing his first delivery and he goes over mid-off. It's a bounce in a way it would not get to the boundary and Harris goes back for 2. So what about that? The very first delivery, Harris advances.
Pretty brave stuff, to say the least. Especially after you lose 2 wickets in the power play. You tend to see most teams decide, just to hold back a bit. Just to hold back and, try to make sure you don't lose any wickets going into the second part of the game. But Mohammed Harris showing some bravery here.
Yes, Holder again. Let's see how he responds. He goes in now, passes the umpire, bowls, and this is just back off a leg. It crashed into him and just past the stumps, no run. So there was Harris looking to pull that through mid-wicket, took his eyes off the ball and could have been in trouble.
There were good stuff again from Jason Holder, right on spot, and he's not allowing the Pakistanis anything at the moment. The one boundary that he's been hit for was that inside edge past the keeper. So there's not much he could have done about that. Other than that, he's been excellent here for the West Indies.
He is again. Holder looking for another wicket. Yorker length delivery and it has been squirted out down to the backward square on the boundary. And Harris gets a single. Very good delivery there by Holder. Yep. 19 for 2. End of the over. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park.
Yeah, excellent from Holder. Just 3 runs off the over after, or in fact 4 runs off the over after picking up a wicket in his first. He picks up another wicket here. Jason Holder is really large and in charge. 2 overs, 2 wickets, 10 runs. And the Pakistan, as you mentioned, 19 for 2 after 4.
But I like this move here by skipper Hope. He's going to continue to apply the pressure. Akil Hussain is going to get a third over on the trot.
Yeah, and I think it's especially important now that the right-hander Harris is on strike for the first couple deliveries of the over.
Well, there's a
Akil Hussain
slip.
is going to look to squeeze it.
Let's take a look at the field. There's a slip in place, backward point, squarish cover, mid-off. There is extra cover as well. And down on the onside, there is a backward square, mid-on, deep mid-wicket on the boundary. Here is Akil Hussain. He comes in around the wicket, bowls to Harris. That's a quicker delivery, the arm ball, and he pushes it through. Backing away, and that's the inside edge. It goes down to a short third man, and that's a single. So that takes the score now on to 20 for 2. So at the moment, the score is 20 for 2. This is Akil Hussain in over number 5 from the fire. He's bowling to Fakhar Zaman. There he is. Backing away just to put him off, and then flicks it down behind square. And a lot of work there for Roston Chase, but he gets in and he cuts it down to just 1. The score goes on now to 21 for 2 in the 5th over.
And something that we saw in that first game between the opening partnership of Charles and Joel Andrew is that they were moving too early. And that's on that last delivery there, Fakhar Zaman moved early enough for Akil Hussain to follow him and not give him the room that he was looking to make through the offside. Tucked him up, and he's only able to get 1 with those 2 fielders out on that deep mid-wicket boundary.
So the right-handed Harris comes in to strike now. Here is Akil Hussain. He's in. And bowls now, and backing away. This is in the air. He's in trouble here, Harris. Holder doesn't drop them. He has bucket hands, and he shows Jason Holder has struck. You can't keep him out of the game. And the West Indies, large and in charge at Central Broad. Pakistan at 21 for 3.
Yeah, that's a big wicket. That is a big wicket because Mohammed Harris has come out here and shown his intent early. He was looking to take this game on, and Akil Hussain was always in the game. Harris was always going to take him on. He has to go, and that was a very difficult catch from Holder. He was in the circle at mid-on, had to run back and take the catch behind him, and that is never easy. So a wonderful catch from Holder. He can't stay out of the game, and Mohammed Harris has to go for 4 of just 6 deliveries. Hussain strikes, and it's 21 for 3.
Well, it's 21 for 3 at the moment, and in comes Salman. Let's see how that goes. 21 for 3 Pakistan, and they continue to attack. And although you're in a power play, you have to be sensible about your batting as well. Harris went on. First delivery, he advanced down the track, and from then he was just playing reckless cricket.
Yeah, and I think even with that first delivery, he just got it over Romario Shepherd at mid-off. He could have gotten himself out. So Hussain is going to continue here. This has been brilliant stuff. 4 deliveries down now in the 4th over, 21 for 3. Hussain 2.4 overs, 1 for 11. Excellent stuff in the power play from the left-hand spinner from Trinidad. And he is now going to be bowling to Salman Ali Agha, the skipper of the Pakistan team.
So Agha is in. So at the moment, 21 for 3. Hussain has been good. Here he is, round the wicket. Aga coming forward, committing a bit early there, nearly losing his balance as well. Gets one down to deep mid wicket, and the score goes on now to 22 for the loss of 3.
On that occasion, Aga playing across his pad a bit could have gotten himself in a bit more trouble. But at the moment, the West Indies 20 to Pakistan, 22 for 3. Final delivery coming up off the 5th over, and there's Akil Hussain in to Zaman.
He is, and this delivery is badly lined though. He's only going to get one as Fakhar Zaman just comes across and plays it down behind square. It's the end of a good over there from Akil Hussain. And at the end of over number 5, the latest score at Central Broad, the West Indies are 23 for the loss of 3. And this after Pakistan won the toss and decided to bat first.
Now, your thoughts on that decision to win the toss and bat? They won the last game batting first. I think the pitch is not much of a factor, but do you think they made that decision on the fact that they won the last game batting first? Or?
Yeah, I think definitely that. I think what they wanted to do, they probably told themselves that look, the West Indies are not, they're a defeated lot these days. They're struggling. They've lost 14, 15 games now, international games on the trot. They're going to struggle. Pressure, they can't probably handle the pressure of scoreboard pressure. So this is why they wanted to bat first. Very, very critical moment here now as the wicket taker himself is in with the score 23 for 3. And he's going to bowl to Fakhar Zaman, and that's Shamar Joseph. Here he is, running away from us. Goes past the umpire now, bowls, and that's a good delivery, pushed away, down to cover there by Fakhar Zaman, and there is no run. The score remains 23 for 3.
Yeah, Shamar Joseph picking up his career best T20 international figures in the last game, where he picked up 3 for 30 and beating his previous best of 3 for 31. And he also came out with a bat, scored 21 of 12 deliveries and a couple of sixes in the last over. So he had a really good outing in a game where the West Indies were very disappointed to lose. A game that they really should not have lost. But he's in again here, and he looks in really good rhythm since the first game.
Here he is. He rushes in now, bowls, and that's a quick delivery. Inside edge, could have crashed into the stumps. And there is no run. Fakhar Zaman looking to force through the offside and not getting in line with that.
It's been a while, since the West Indies have seen a player of the caliber of Shamar Joseph. Every ball he bowls in a test match, in a 50-over game, even T20s now, this seems like something is going to happen.
Yeah, every ball is an event.
You always have a buzz. And, Shamar Joseph, we keep talking about the way that he plays his cricket with that smile on his face. And he's really brought some life and some happiness back into West Indies cricket and the West Indies Fast Bowlers Union. Here he is.
Here is Joseph. He's in now on bowls, a slow delivery, crashing into the pads of Fakhar Zaman. Gets a single as it bobbles away to short mid-wicket. And Shepherd fields. So the score goes on out to 24 for 3. This is over number 6. It's the last of the power play.
So this is an ideal time for Joseph to come into the attack. You want to keep holder for his death overs because he's probably, I'm using probably, but he's probably definitely the best bowler that they have on offer. And you have Joseph in a position where they're already 3 wickets down, but it's the last over of the power play where they might want to take a risk or two to see if they can just get a couple more early.
Well, the captain Aga is there. He might think differently because another wicket now could really put Pakistan under severe pressure. Here's Joseph. He's into Aga. And again, the pace of that delivery, just pushing forward half-heartedly. Another inside edge that goes perilously close to the off stump. That delivery has ushered in the Tassa group from South Florida here. And you can hear the Tassa rolling in the background.
We speak about those box office type players, and the players you seem to think about in T20 cricket before, the likes of Joseph is Dwayne Bravo, Karen Pollard, Chris Gayle, and then, Andre Russell. Now, we just saw that era come to an end where Russell retired.
Yeah, it's Joseph. He's in now on bowls. That's back of a length, playing inside the line. Steve Bongs.
Yeah, that one just rising off a length there. And Salman Ali Aga had no interest in playing at that one, especially with the score 24 for 3 in the final delivery coming up of the power play now.
Well, you made a point earlier on that every delivery this man pulls is as if something happens. He has started here excellently. This first over of his, all he has given is a leg by. Could Shamar Joseph, the express Shamar Joseph bowler maiden in a T20 match? Here he is, 70 on his back, goes past the umpire and all bowls. That's a good delivery, played away down to short third man. There is no run, and it's the end of the over for Shamar Joseph. Just a single coming off it, and at the end of a brilliant power play performance by the West Indies. We take a short break. The latest score after 6, Pakistan 24 for 3. So we're back here after a short break and some liquid or some water. It has been very hot this afternoon. It was 35 degrees Celsius here in South Florida. And it's going to be Moti, Gurakesh Moti. His first delivery worked away just far of square for a single. Fakhar Zaman takes the score to 25 for 3 in over number 7.
Yeah, Gurakesh Moti bowling his first ball of the series in the last game. Played as a batting all-rounder. Didn't bowl. Came into bat at number 4, faced one delivery. So he didn't have... I don't think it was the type of game for Moti where he got home and he was tired after. But, he's got the opportunity now with the ball in hand, with Blades being left out of the 11 for the extra batsman.
Yes, Moti's in and looking to cramp the skipper for room. 2 straight. He works it away just far of square, gets a single. So Moti, his confidence might be a bit low after not bowling in the last game. He might have something that he would like to prove here at the moment. So let's see how he goes to the left-hander. He has these deliveries where he has now adopted, where he bowls back of the arm to the left-handers. Pushed away down to short third man and looking to cut it down to one. Excellent bit of work down there. And that's just one. Shepherd it is, as the score goes on now to 27. Is it for 3?
You know, Mario Shepherd has really improved his cricket all round with the bat in hand, with the ball in the field. He's just every time you see him, he's getting better and better. That's what you want to see, and I think he's a player that the West Indies are going to beat themselves around.
Good delivery from Moti, looking to aim that ball into the left toe of the batsman, and Aga couldn't do anything about it. Here he's again, the man from Guyana, Moti, too short. He saw Aga coming, pushed it short and gets it down to short third man for 1. Score goes on to 28 for 3. This is over number 7.
Well, you know, Andre Russell obviously just hanging up the boots from international cricket, and you know, he spoke in his exit interview about, you know, feeling like the all-rounder role can be filled now, and he spoke highly of Romario Shepherd. He spoke highly of Jason Holder, obviously, who's been there for a long time now. So these are the guys you want to look at in the future as West
There he is, he
all-rounders.
bowls, played away down to short third man. Chance to run out, there's an appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Good bit of work there from Roston Chase, running away to his right. He fired in the return, but Ara was able to get in. It's the end of the over, is it? Yes, at the end of 7. The score here at Central Broad, 29 for 3. Pakistan winning the toss and batting first.
Yeah, a good start from Gudakesh Moti. 5 runs off the over, and not a bad ball in that over. He was just happy to give up a single every now and again, and singles aren't going to hit the West Indies. If they could continue bowling these tight lines and just allow singles instead of those boundary balls, then they'll be very happy to chase anything under 150 here at the Central Broad Regional Park, as Shamar Joseph It looks like he is going to be the man to continue from the broadcast end.
He's having a long talk with skipper Hope. Let's have a look at the field for the left-handed Fakhar Zaman. There's a short third man, backward point on the edge of the circle, cover mid-off, sweeper on the offside boundary. There's a backward short leg. In fact, Moti has now been sent from that position. Hussein right back on the boundary at the long leg. There's a deep mid wicket and a man on the long on boundary. So let's see how he goes here. Shamar Joseph, 3 wickets in the first game. Here he is. He runs away from us again. Goes past the umpire or bowls, and this delivery is pulled away down behind square. And there is protection there. Only a single to Zaman. Zaman now takes his personal score on to 13. And the score is 30 for 3. Aga comes in to strike. He's on 3.
Well, it's an interesting field in that last delivery there from Shamar Joseph. 4 fielders on the leg side boundary, which doesn't really give him much options in terms of line. He has to bowl straight with that line. It does give him the option to bowl short or full, but I think Fakhar Zaman knows that Shamar Joseph is going to be bowling into his body with that field. So I think, maybe a bit of a mix-up could be made just to keep him from being too
aggressive approach. Here he is now on bowls and back off a length. And this is played away down behind square for 1. Just a bit too short. Coming into the right-handed Aga, and he gets a single. 31 for 3.
He's bowling with good pace at the moment, Shamar Joseph. That's what they're going to get. They're going to get a lot of energy from him. He's not the type to bowl a slower ball. He doesn't have, at least in the first game, we didn't see too much of that from him. We just saw good pace and variations in his length more than anything. He bowls a couple of Yorkers, wide Yorkers, and a lot of short stuff. On a slow pitch, where, sometimes into the pitch is always a good option.
Yeah, he is now.
Different.
Running away from us, up to the wicket and bowls, and this delivery is hoiked away down to a fine leg. Hussein runs across, gets it here now, and cuts it down to only 1. Bad line there, he got away with that one. That takes Aga on to 5 and the score on to 32 for the loss of 3.
A good bit of fielding there from Hussein down at long leg. So Shea Hope showing why he decided to go with that extra fielder out on the leg side boundary.
Hope right in the air of Shamar Joseph, having a little chat with him. He's conceded just the 4 runs. He's in his second over here. He has been brilliant in this series. Here he is, Shamar Joseph. Egged on by the crowd. Up to the wicket now, bowls. And again, another short delivery with some pace. Played away down to third man. Aga gets 1 more. So Aga has decided that it has to be a period of consolidation. 33 for 3. This is over number 8. Just over 4 and over there going Pakistan.
And I don't think the wicket has been a big factor in terms of the slowness. I don't think it's been too much of a factor in this inning so far. I think it's been good bowling. It's been bowling in good areas, bowling with good plans, and bowling with good field settings as well from both the bowlers and Shea Hope, the skipper.
Here is Joseph. He comes in again and bowls. This is short, pulled away down through mid wicket, and they get only a single. So again, not being able to break the shackles here. 34 for the loss of 3.
1 delivery to go in the 8th over now. Shamar Joseph, 1.5 overs, no wickets yet for just 6 runs.
Here it is again, Shamar Joseph. 1 delivery to go in the over. 34 for 3. The West Indies have been brilliant with the ball. Joseph is in. And again, following the skipper Aga. All he can do is get a single down to third man. And it brings the over to an end. It has been a brilliant over from Shamar Joseph. 2 overs, none for 7. And after 8, the West Indies are 35 for the loss of 3.
Aga looking to give himself room on that last delivery, and Shamar Joseph saw him moving and followed him at good pace. So good smart bowling And at the moment, Pakistan can't find a way to get, get rid of these shackles. 85 for 3 in 8. Moti's going to continue. 5 runs off his first over.
So we take a short break. We'll be right back. Well, that's the first maximum as this is struck straight down the ground. Moti being struck away for a massive 6 there. Takes the score now to 41 for 3. And Aga goes on to 12.
It was a good use of the feet from Sam and Aga there. And it's something that we've not seen enough of from Pakistan early on, especially against Akil Hussain. And they now adopted that against Moti. Aga was down the track, and this time he's driving straight to cover. Shea Hope gets around, stops it, and they get through for a single. 42 for 3.
42 for 3 at the moment. And Aga and Zaman looking to forge a bit of a partnership here. Remember, they were 21 for 3 when they got together. They've actually doubled that now. Moti continuing from the fine. Here he is. He's bowling to Zaman. Zaman is crashing this one through the offside for 4. He backed away. Moti pushed it wide when he saw that. And still he was able to get the bat to it and push it away down to deep extra cover for 4. That takes the score to 46 for 3.
Akil Hussain saw him coming, looked to push it wider, and Fakar Zaman was still able to get his hands through the ball and got it over cover for 4. Here is Moti again. This time, Zaman giving himself room and muscling this one straight down the ground. Just for a single, Jason Holder gets around, does the fielding, and they just get 1.
So at the moment, 47 now for 3. Zaman and Aga. Aga is on 13. He's on strike now. Here is Moti. He's in on bowls. He advances down the track. And he's able to clip it away just forward of square. They're going to come back easily for 2. And in fact, the fielder missed the ball. Aga wanted 3, but he'll settle for 2. That takes the score to 49 now for 3. This is, of course, over number 9.
And that was good running between the wickets. They called early to try to get that 2. And putting a bit of pressure on Rutherford out there deep mid wicket. He was unable to pick up the ball cleanly. And they got through for the second run. Now here's Moti again.
Yeah, he is. He bowls again, looking to cramp him for room. He's sweeping and sweeping well. Shepherd is giving chase. Will he get that? He dives and can't stop it. That's a 50 up for Pakistan. They're now 53 for 3. And an expensive over there from Gudakesh. Moti comes to an end. His bowl is 2 overs, none for 23. And at the end of over number 9, Pakistan are 53 for the loss of 3.
So Salman Ali Aga, he is now on to 17. .53 for 3. It was a good looking shot. It was a good use of innovation as well. Moti has a tendency to bowl a bit faster in white ball cricket, and Aga maybe using a bit of previous knowledge of him, able to use the pace of Moti there to get it fine enough past Shepherd at short fine leg for 4.
Yeah, I always thought that in this format, especially bowlers are encouraged to bowl flat, bowl fast, but I think Moti has overdone it in bowling too quickly. Even in Test match cricket, Moti bowls too fast. Someone needs to have a word with him, which I'm sure they have.
So it's going to be Ruston Chase, the West Indies Test captain. And he is going to replace Shama Joseph from the broadcast end. Chase was decent in the first game, 3 overs, none for 22. Went for just around 7 and over. He is going to want to come in here and continue the good work that the other bowlers have done so far.
So here's Chase looking to turn that ball across. Faka, he's down the ground. Could this be the catch? It's taken, and Faka's a man has to leave. The score is now 53 for 4. Ruston, Red Bull Chase strikes with his first delivery.
Yeah, that's a big wicket. That's Faka's a man who has been the experienced guy. He's been the guy who spent some time out there. He now has to go for 20. A good catch from Romario Shepherd down at long on, diving forward. It was never easy. And, on this occasion, Zaman was looking to use his feet. Didn't get the condition that he would have liked. Hit the inner part of the bat. And a good catch running in and diving forward from the big man, Romario Shepherd. Pakistan, 53 for 4. Zaman has to go for 20 of 19. And they're really in a spot of bother here. In at number 6, it's going to be Hassan Naz.
So the players refresh themselves as this is over number 10 in progress. It's 53 for 4. We take a short break. We'll be right back. So we're back here. This is over number 10. The score is 53 for the loss of 4. Ruston Cheese continuing to bowl from the media center, and here he is. And he is now bowling to Mohammad Nawaz, his first delivery. And Nawaz pushes it back along the track, and there is no run. So here he is again. Cheese. Quick turnaround, looking to rush through his over. He's in and bowls to Nawaz. Nawaz is back deep into his crease, clips it away down behind square, and he's going to come back for 2. That was excellent placement there by Nawaz. He got it to the right of a deep mid wicket and to the left of the backward square. He's able to come back for two to score 55 for the loss of 4.
This is really good stuff though from Ruston Chase. Starts off well, didn't pick up a wicket in the first game, but he bowled really well. He bowled tight. He's back in again.
There he is, he bowls, and this is a quicker delivery. Forced away just for of point, and he's going to come back again for 2. So they're excellent players of spin bowling, the Pakistanis. They come from the subcontinent where they have served a diet of spin bowling, and there he is able to get back, come back for 2 again. Nawaz and Aga. Aga's been there for a while. He's on 19. There he is again. This time he gets away with that. That was a pitch just outside leg stump. And just worked away to short mid wicket. There is no run. 57 for 4. At the moment, Nawaz is on 4. He's on strike. Aga is on 19. He's at an on-strikers end. And Pakistan at the moment. So Pakistan at the moment, they are 57 for 4. And that over number 10 has come to an end. More thoughts from Liam Abjan.
Yeah, good stuff from Chase. Once again, tight bowling, not allowing the Pakistanis any loose deliveries. And I think if I'm Shea Hope at this point in time, there's value in getting Akil Hussain right back into the attack. Moti just went for a bit of tap in the last over. I think he went for 18 of his second over. I think there's value in bringing Hussain back and trying to pick up a wicket after he bowled 2 good overs for just 9 runs. So it actually seems to be just that. Akil Hussain is back into the attack. And he is going to be bowling to the skipper, Salman Ali Aga, 19 of 14 deliveries. And he is going to be around the wicket. Here he is, Hussain in, round the wicket to Aga. And right on spot once again.
Arm ball by Hussain.
Just pushed into the onside, the vacant mid-wicket region. They get a single. So Aga gets Hassan Nawaz back on strike. Chase, first over, just going for 4. Pretty good stuff from the big, tall right arm off spinner.
So Akil Hussain, remember he had 3 at the top. This is his final over. 3 overs, 1 for 13 at the top. Here he is. He's round the wicket, he bowls and pushed away there by Nawaz.
He just opened the face into Ruston Chase at cover. And Akil Hussain really has not bowled a ball off spot this afternoon. He's been in good form.
Hussain. So round the wicket, goes wide, pushes it into Nawaz, gets it past cover for a single. Good bit of work there. Rushing in is Rutherford. In fact, it's Shamar Joseph who is marshalling the fence there at cover. 59 for 4. This is over number 11.
Yeah, I think another thing that goes unnoticed about Shamar Joseph is how energetic he is in the outfield. He's very quick across the ground and fires in the returns quickly.
A very fit man, Shamar Joseph. Here he is now. He's in and this is striking him on the pad. Loud appeal by Hussain. He's down on 1 knee. He's not out, says the umpire.
And Jewel Andrew, the wicketkeeper, saying going down leg. He immediately said going down leg. But Akil Hussain, a faster ball, rushing into the pads of Aga. He was off the back foot as well. But Jewel Andrew immediately saying to Akil Hussain that one was going down leg.
Hussain tosses the ball from hand to hand. This is another good over from him. Here he is. It's been an excellent spell. Hussain in, short and wide. The commentator's curse, signal wide by the umpire. He's conceded 16 runs now in his 4th over. He has taken a wicket. This has been a good spell by Akil Hussain.
Yeah, just 2 deliveries to go in this spell. But bouncing back exactly how the West Indies would have wanted him to.
Again, darting this one into the legs of Aga. Can't get it away.
He was taking evasive action more than anything. Just trying to keep the ball away from his stumps. When Akeem Hussein's bowling at this pace and these lines, you saw that last one. He tried to push one wide just to throw off Aga a bit. But this time he's right back on spot, darting it into him and not giving him any arms.
As we've seen. Round the wicket, he's into Aga. Bossing this one up. Aga allows it to go by looking for the wide. But the 1-2 there, Aga, he was expecting the ball to dart into him. And Hussein bowled the regulation left arm orthodox delivery just spinning across him. And at the end of over number 11, it's 60 for 4. 5 to Hassan Nawaz. And Aga is on the 29.
And a change of ends now for Gudakesh Moti. 2 overs for 23. His first over going for just 5 runs. Second over, he took some tap from the far end. He's back now to replace Ruston Chase due to the fact that the left-hander is now out. There's 2 right-handers out there, and Moti is going to get that ball turning away from the bat. Now he is going to replace Ruston Chase. Despite Chase bowling a really good over for just 4 runs and a wicket, Moti returns from the broadcast end.
Yeah, so it's going to be Moti to continue. Remember, they would have swapped out 2 bowlers tonight for 2 batsmen. In fact, 1 bowler for a batsman. So Moti has his workload. Here he is, bowls, and this is pushed away by Mohammad Nawaz down to long off for 1. That takes the score along now to 61 for 4.
So Nawaz, Hassan Nawaz, it is. He is on to 6 of 8 deliveries. The skipper Aga is out there, 20 of 18. And Gudakesh Moti, 2.1 overs, none for 24. A bit expensive compared to the other bowlers. But he'd want to come back with a good over here.
Yeah, he is. He bowls and they're looking to sweep. Did he get bat onto that? Signal wide by the umpire, which meant that he missed everything. The score goes on now to 62 for 4. This is over number 12 in progress. Gudakesh Moti has been a bit expensive here tonight. Here he is. Round the wicket bowls. Short and flat. Looking to dab it. On that occasion there, Aga misses. All ends up into the gloves of the wicketkeeper.
I think it was a bit too close for him to play that shot there and too quick for Moti.
He's again looking to sweep and slog sweep in. The fielder down there, I thought, picked it up late. And let's wait on the umpire. He's into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, so Moti continues to struggle a bit here, and this time it's Salman Ali Aga, the skipper, who's been out there for some time. 24 now for him of 20 deliveries, and this time he just got his front foot across his stumps and picked it up all the way behind square. Attorney is down at the deep square leg boundary. As you rightfully said, took a bit of time to see it, and in the end couldn't get it.
Picked it up very late indeed. Here he is again, looking to sweep. This time, Athanaze can't stop it. It's to his left, into the boundary for 4. Aga seems to like that shot. He goes on now to 28, and it's 70 for 4 in over number 12.
Now, all eyes are going to turn to Shea Hope at the moment because Ruston Chase came in, bowled an over for 4, picked up a wicket. Moti's last over went for 18. Yes, we understand that matchups is something that has been dominated in recent times by newfound cricketers, but I don't think you could take away from the fact that Chase bowled 5 balls to the right hander.
Well, this is worked away down behind square, and they're going to come back for 2. In fact, it's missing that one. The Athanaze hasn't been his best in the field today. It's scored 72 for the loss of 4, and this is a situation. I'm not a big fan of this matchup garbage. And here is a situation where you want a matchup. Well, then this over has yielded 12 runs. You take a man out who has bowled 4, was 1 for 4. Rubbish cricket here. This is pushed away on the offside, and he gets a single. The score 73 for 4. And I think the West Indies at this point in time just releasing that pressure.
Yeah, the run rate has now gone past 6 runs and over. For the entirety of the game, it never reached to that stage. But Moti now 3 overs, none for 36. Not by any means shadowing or showing, in fact, how good of a bowler Moti is. But tonight he has just seemed to be off his mark. And I really disagree with that change there to bring him in instead of Ruston Chase, who we speak about matchups. We understand that it is something that most teams tend to play by now. But when you take that out of your mind, Ruston Chase got the left-hander out first ball of the over, and he bowled 5 deliveries at Hassan Nawaz and just conceded 4 runs.
I guess the data would have indicated the matchup. Data seems to be hurting West Indies cricket at this point in time. It's going to be Romario Shepherd from the far end.
And this is someone who has been rated highly by Andre Russell. This is a man who has not too long ago won the IPL with the Royal Challengers Bangalore and had a big part to play in their successful season. Here he is.
He goes past the umpire now, bowls, and again, pulling away, looking for through the offside, and just taking that one, took the bottom edge as there was Aga looking to go over mid-off.
So Aga seems to be turning it up now. He took Moti on a couple of times well in this game. And now he's looking to take on Shepherd of that first delivery. Didn't get the timing that he would have liked. So a dot ball. He's on to 31 of 24 deliveries. And Romario Shepherd, the 4th leading wicket taker for T20s.
Yeah, he is now bowls, and this has worked away down to mid-wicket. And Aga gets one more. The score goes under 74 for 4. When the West Indies ruled the cricket world, you had Malcolm Marshall bowling right-arm fast, Joel Garner bowling right-arm fast, Andy Roberts right-arm fast. You also had Sylvester Clark right-arm fast. You had Colin Croft right-arm fast. You had Mikey Holden right-arm fast. And then you had, for the most part, Roger Harper, the right-arm off-spinner, or Carl Hooper, who also bowled right-arm off-spin, and Clyde Butts, who bowled right-arm off-spin as well. Where was the matchup then? And here it is, he bowls, pushed away, back up on the offside, and there is no run. Where was the matchup then? They ruled the cricketing world.
So I think it is more of a situation where when a left-hand batsman sees a left-hand orthodox bowler come in to bowl to him, he's just, in recent times, they've decided that this is a positive matchup for them, so they're going to back themselves more. And, it's a confidence thing, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, he is. Shepherd, he's in and bowls, and this is worked away by Nawaz down through a wide-ish long on, running and covering ground quickly there, Alec Atenese, and they're able to come back for 2. That takes the score on to 76 for 4. And at the moment, Ara is on the 32-8 to Hassan Nawaz.
So it's going to be interesting to see how the West Indies line up tonight in terms of that batting order. Johnson Charles obviously would have opened with Andrew in the last game. It'll be interesting to see how they use Atenese tonight. Shepherd is in and ball again.
As this worked away down to cover, there is no run. So this hasn't been a bad over at all by Romario Shepherd.
Yeah, he was a bit expensive last time out. He's come in tonight and he started well. And one would hope that he could just continue on this start. And just see Aga now. He's coming down the wicket and he's having a word with Hassan Nawaz. And it could just mean let's try to get on with things a bit, try to take on Romario Shepherd.
Yeah, Shepherd in again and bowls. That's a good delivery. And Nawaz gets it behind square just for 1. 77 now for 4. Nawaz goes on to 9. And it brings the over to an end. At the end of over number 13, the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park. Pakistan winning the toss and batting. They're 77 for 4.
Yeah, a good start from Romario Shepherd. 4 runs off his first over. And now where does Shea Hope turn? Because it looks like it's going to be Shamar Joseph to replace Moti. Once again, chased a 1 over for 4. Akil Hussain, 4 overs for 16 runs on the wicket. Spin has been working well. You want to keep Shamar Joseph at least one of his overs in it. I don't expect him to bowl any more than 1 here.
I can't understand why he's not using or not continuing to use Ruston Chase.
Well, I think maybe the role of Chase was to come in, get a wicket, and get the wicket of Akazaman. And he's done that well. But I think he deserves a bit more. And it's going to be Shamar Joseph. And I'm never disappointed to see Shamar Joseph with the ball in his hand. 2 overs so far in this game. And 2 very good overs, just 7 runs. No wickets for him just yet. But with Shamar Joseph, it's always just about our time.
Yes, Joseph running away from us. Up to the wicket now. Bowls, and this delivery is driven down the ground. And that's 4. Hope wide at mid-off. Dived, but just couldn't stop it and into the boundary for 4. 81 now for the loss of 4. And Nawaz goes on to 13.
Yeah, not a bad effort from Shea Hope there, but because of the pace that Shamar Joseph is bowling with, that ball flew off the bat, and Hope could not get a hand to it. He was hit pretty straight and picks up a boundary. So Hassan Nawaz, his first boundary is on to 13, around ball 13. And Shamar Joseph's first boundary of his spell as well. He's now having a conference with the big man Jason Holder and Shea Hope. So now the change in the field is that the man down at fine leg, he is coming into the circle. That's Casey Carty, and Holder has dropped back down into long on.
Here is Joseph up to the wicket and bowls. Another short delivery just back of a length. Nawaz trying to force it down the ground. Goes out to cover and there is no run. 81 for 4. This is over number 14.
So I was just thinking that it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to see Shea Hope at the top of the order tonight again, or is because of the absence of Johnson Charles, or is Anthony going to get the chance to and Hope continue to bat at 3. It's going to be interesting to see, but I think we are going to see Joel Andrew at the top of the order once again.
Joseph breaks into his run, goes past the umpire now. This is whipped away through cow corner. Holder can't get it. And a lovely effort in the end there by Moti. Cuts it down to 2. That was a definite 4.
Yeah, good occasion. Moti saving his team 2 runs. A brilliant effort from the man down at the mid-wicket there. He got all the way across and just in time was able to flick the ball off before he cannoned into the advertising boards, and just 2 runs. So Joseph continues here.
83 for 4 at the moment. Here is Joseph. Steaming in. He's in on bowls to Nawaz. And one cracks him on the pad, goes down to short backward square, direct hit. And he misses. He had an attempt at a direct hit. 84 for 4. Over number 14.
And Casey Carty, the man at fine leg there. He's a fine fielder, Casey Carty. Usually patrols that mid-wicket boundary. But he's in at short fine leg, which is a place that is very near and dear to Shannon Gabriel's heart.
Good old Shango. So Joseph is having a word nearly every delivery. The skipper is in his ear. He's done a good job, Joseph.
They're going to make a change in the field there. So they're always thinking, and I like this from Hope. They sent out the deep point, that's Ruston Chase. And Akil Hussein is in from third man to short third now.
There he is, running away. Up to the wicket bowls, and this is another good delivery coming in. And pushed away to cover. Not really timing that one well there, Aga. He goes on now to 33. And the latest score here, Central Abroad, Pakistan 86 for 4.
85 with 1 delivery to go in the 14th over. And Shamar Joseph, what a spell it's been. 2.5 overs, none for 14. And with 1 delivery to go here, if he can pick up a wicket, it would be ideal.
It's Joseph again. Beautiful approach. Up to the wicket now on bowls. And this is a beautiful shot down the ground for 6. What a shot there from Hassan Nawaz. Textbook. Perfect straight drive. He held the pose. And that's 6 runs. 91 for 4 at the end of over number 14.
Yeah, that's a shot of the day by a mile from Hassan Nawaz there, where it was over pitch from Joseph. He went up, and I'm not sure what he went up looking for, but he was met with the full face of the batter. Beautiful shot, just lifting it over Hope, but he timed it so well that it just kept going and going, and it went all the way over the ropes for 6. So Jason Holder just having a word with him again. Not, you don't want that to get him too much. Joseph completes his third 20 in his 3 overs, which has been very good so far. And at the end of 14, Pakistan 91 for 4. Nawaz, he's on to 21. And Salman Al-Yaga on the other end, he's on 33. It's going to be Romario Shepherd to continue from the far end. So Romario Shepherd, he's got a deep cover, fine leg, a long on, a deep backward square, and a deep mid wicket. Four fielders on the leg side boundary once again.
Here's Shepard from the far end. Comes in on, bowls the Aga. That's a good delivery. Cramping him for room. Aga trying to work it through the offside. Goes back along the track. There is no run. 91 for 4.
Yeah, so sticking to the plan, Shepherd. And with the breeze blowing from left to right here at Broward, the plan is for them to hit into the breeze. And Romario Shepherd is going to have to bowl very straight with that feel that he has. The plan is for them to hit into the big side and hit into the breeze. Here's Shepherd again.
There he is. He's bowling again. Oh, that's an excellent delivery. Backing away there was Aga. He crashed it into his toes. And they get what will be signaled a leg by. Takes the score up now to 92 for 4. And this, of course, is over number 15 from the far end.
So, yes, with this plan, it's very predictable that Shepherd is going to bowl straight, which is why we saw Aga almost reaching to the wide line behind his back to play that ball. But you still have to hit the ball. And if Romario Shepherd continues to nail his Yorkers and to bowl with a plan and bowl smart, it's very hard to get him away because there's four fielders there. But there's a change now. Long off goes back, and Shamar Joseph comes up from fine leg up in the circle.
Here he is now. Joseph in bowls and a delivery outside the off, some beaten. And Nawaz there was unsure. He was again standing at an on striker's end. He saw where Joseph was angling that ball into Aga. And I think he was expecting that. And all he did was to just push that one wide, and he was in no position to reach it.
A very good delivery though from Shepherd, nailing that Yorker once more. So 1.3 overs, none for 5 of his spells so far. Here he is again.
Shepherd is in. Slow delivery. He's driving. 6 runs.
Well, it was a low full toss, which is never easy to hit. Jason Holder, the tallest man in the stadium probably, was down there at long off. He looked interested, but it flew all the way over his head, and it went over rows for 6. So,
yeah, 98 for 4 now, and that was his second 6. He goes on now to 27, and he's posing a danger for the West Indies.
yeah, he's starting to get things going for Pakistan now. 98 for 4, 14.3 overs.
This is a good partnership between Nawaz and Aga. As here is Shepherd again. He was aiming for that Yorker. He's into Nawaz, and Nawaz is driving straight down the ground. That's 6 more. He loves that shot. 3 straight 6s by Nawaz brings up the 100 for Pakistan. They're 104 now for the loss of 4.
Yeah, poor delivery from Shepherd on this occasion. It was full. It was pitched up. It was a length delivery. And it was very easy for Nawaz to just hit through the line of the ball and as straight as an arrow right over the side screen, and he gets 6 more. So Nawaz is on to 33 now. He's a Metis skipper, and they are now 104 for 4. Romario Shepherd wants to get out of this over now. 1 delivery to go in the 15th. And they need a wicket here because this partnership has built very nicely.
Especially the wicket of Nawaz. Shepherd was enjoying a brilliant over until those last 2 deliveries. Delivery 4 and 5 went for 6s. This time he's slashing it through the offside. And does it have the legs? 1 bounce into the boundary. In fact, it goes for 6. 3 successive 6s to end the over there from Shepherd. It's 100 now and 10 for 4. And that's the end of over number 15.
It was an excellent over to start. Just 1 run of the first 3 deliveries. And Hassan Nawaz, in fact, it was 3 dot balls of the over. But Hassan Nawaz, in fact, got 3 6s of those last 3. This time it was short and wide from Shepherd. And it was an uppercut, really, over a vacant deep cover region. There was a man out at deep point. So he was able to hit it in front of point. And that is what helped him to not get out there, because if there was a man at cover, it would have gone straight down his throat.
Yep. So Jason Holder is back. He is back to bowl over number 16, and he will be looking to dismiss one of these 2 guys here. I thought that Jason Holder coming back at this point in time is key. although I might have considered continuing with Shamar Joseph, but he was struck for a 6 straight on the ground and probably thought, let's get the more experienced Jason Holder back in. Here he is round the wicket. As he runs away from us up to the wicket now, bowls a delivery that is pitched right up in the block hole. Worked away nicely there by skipper Aga. He gets one that takes him on to 34. Hassan Nawaz on 39 comes into strike, and it's Nelson 111 for 4. This is over number 16.
And I think the reason that Holder has been brought back now is to pick up that wicket that She Hope desperately needs here. And with this partnership building, it's built very, very nicely. 58 of 36 deliveries. And the last 5.1 overs going for 54. So the West Indies really giving it away after what has been nothing short of a fantastic start. They've let it slip here with this partnership. And I think it all started when Moti switched ends.
111 for the loss of 4. And Jason Holder is trying to get the attention of Shepherd. Shepherd still probably wondering about those 3 sixes that he got. Here's Holder again. Well bowled. Right up in the block hole. Worked away. Moti's there down at Cow Corner. And they get only a single. 112 now for 4.
Now Holder looking to make a change in the field as the new batsman Nawaz is on strike. And I don't know how much I agree with this. He's brought Mario Shepherd up from long off into the circle at mid off. And he's sticking to those 4 guys on the leg side boundary. So I think the plan is to not let Nawaz hit straight, which has seemed to be his preferred area. Here is Holder.
Slow delivery. And picked just off his pads down to a deep mid wicket for 1. This is good work here by Moti. He's had a lot of work in the field. Applause comes his way from Shamar Joseph, who is down here at long on. That's Holder. A big man, Jason Holder.
And a pretty good start to the over. 3 runs off it so far. So Holder 2.3 overs, 2 for 14.
Yep.
An excellent returns from the big man.
Hassan Nawaz is on 40. Aga the skipper is on 35. 113 for 4. Here's Holder. He's in now and bowls. And it's right back to him. He's all caught and bowl. Just what the doctor ordered. Jason Holder has delivered yet again. And Pakistan lose a very crucial wicket at this point in time. It's Nawaz who has to leave after a quick fire 40.
You can't beat experience, and Jason Holder is showing why. It was a block hole delivery, and it was hit straight back to him. Good reactions, and a bit of a dance after picking up the wicket as well. He loves a celebration. That's Jason Holder. He picks up his 3rd, and that is a really, really big wicket. The partnership is finally broken. It's 113 for 5.
Excellent indeed, but what a hand by Hassan Nawaz. A brilliant hand of 40. Mohammad Nawaz replaces him now. And he has really brought Pakistan back into the game. This is over number 16. At this rate, Aga is well set. He's on 35. They may well be looking to get up something in the vicinity of 150 from this point. 150, 155.
Yeah, which is a definite recovery from the stage that they were at very early on in this game. But at the moment, She Hope knows that he has someone he can turn to in a time of need, and it's that man once again is Jason Holder. And he picks up his 3rd. 2.5 overs now for him, or 2.4 in fact, 3 for 13. He's in to bowl to Mohammad Nawaz, but as you mentioned, take nothing away from that knock from Hassan Nawaz. 40 of 23 deliveries came in quick time in a situation where Pakistan were under a lot of trouble in the 10th over.
Well, the funny thing is that Harris Rauf was actually giving advice to Shamar Joseph when he went out with water. Fast Bowlers Union. Here is Holder. He's in and bowls. Good delivery. Just back of a length. Noodled away around the corner there by Mohammad Nawaz for 1. The score goes at 100 now and 14 for 5. Very interesting. He stood there. He went out with water, Rauf. And he stood there and just, just giving Joseph some pointers.
Very interesting indeed. But there is nothing quite like the fast bowlers union. Jason Holder is going to adopt around the wicket once more to the. In fact, it's Aga on strike, 35 of 30 deliveries, with one delivery to go in Holder's third,
There
3
he
for
is.
14.
Excellent. Up to the wicket ball. Slower delivery. Worked away off the pads. Aga loves it there. But all he can get is one. Jason Holder will take that any day and twice on a Sunday. 115 for the loss of 5. We've come to the end of over number 16.
Jason Holder, a true West Indian cricketer. He gives everything for the West Indies. He's now picked up his 80th T20 international wicket. So he continues to climb the charts. In fact, he's at the top of the charts right now.
And he's done it in rapid time compared to DJ Bravo, who just went ahead, I'm told.
Yeah, so Holder, 74 matches. He has bowled more overs than Dwayne Bravo. But Bravo, he played 91 matches for his 78 wickets. Holder, 74 matches for his 80. And he's done it at an economy rate of 8.74, an average of 28.8.
Well, still, Moti comes back in.
Well, I
Still-
think you can't go Shepherd after he was just hit for 3 sixes.
But then you can probably try Ruston Chase.
Yeah, I think so, but I think once again matchups playing a part here with the two right-handers out there. And it is going to be Gudakesh Moti,
This
3 overs
matchup,
for 35.
this matchup has to be rubbish. This time he's down the track. Gets it over short third man. It's spinning and going down to the boundary. And good bit of teamwork there. Chase gets it back in and they get 2. 115. 117 now for 5.
Akil Hussein and Rossan Chase. There was really good work. Hussein was able to pull it back in, and Rossan Chase fired in the return. But Moti continues to leak a bit of runs here. 3.1 overs, 37 runs, and 38 in fact, and no wickets just yet. But can this be if he could go for under 8 in this over, 8 or under, it's a very good over.
Well, Aga is well set. He's on 37. He's looking to play the reverse. He struck on the pad. Loud appeal. Not out, says the umpire.
Well, Joel Andrew is having a conversation, and Shea Hope has decided immediately to go up.
Well, with just 3 overs to go, why not?
Yeah, you've got 2 reviews, you might as well use it. So Hope sends this one upstairs. We just await now the decision. Pakistan at 117 for 5. Aga pulling out the reverse, didn't get any bat on it. It seems to be so far, and we just await the decision of the umpire now. But I think Hope went up without even conferring with Joel Andrew and Moti.
Yeah, it made no sense. I mean, with just 3 overs to go, you might as well, exercise the right to go up. Was he struck outside the line of the off stump? We wait on the umpire. Let's see, they're checking for any bat onto that. Definitely no bat.
It actually looks very, very close here.
Yep.
So I think it could be a very good review from the
Well, they're
West Indies skipper.
celebrating. The West Indies players are celebrating. They've made their own adjudication. Let's see. Pitching in line. Yeah, he's out. He's out. Aga goes. And against the run of play, Gudakesh Moti has struck. 117 for 6.
He's that sort of player, Moti. He makes things happen. And, it might not have been his night earlier on, but he doesn't stop. He doesn't give up. And he came in, bowled a very good delivery, was faster and flatter. And Aga, you could see the disappointment in him. He threw his bat into the air. He's hitting himself in the head with the bat now because he knows that it was an ill-advised shot. There was no need for it. With still 3 overs to go after this one. He was a set man, and he's the man you want there at the end. He has to go for 38. LBW Moti for 38 of 33. And Pakistan now 117 for 6. In comes Fahim Ashraf.
Yeah, well, a good knock there by Salman Aka. Throws his helmet away, throws his glove. He's not very angry because he hasn't thrown his bat. So it's going to be Fahim Ashraf, who is going in there now, as you said, 117 for 6. But what a timely breakthrough there by Gudakesh Moti.
Yeah, most definitely it was needed because Aga was the man who was set. But give a lot of credit there to the skipper Shea Hope because I don't think Andrew told him to go upstairs. Moti was just seeming to go back to his mark and Hope just ran in and decided he wanted the review. And fielding at cover, he didn't have a great view of it, but a good decision from the skipper.
Imagine reviewing from cover. Here's Moti, he's in to Ashraf, who plays it back to him, and Moti strikes again. 2-2 for Gudakesh Moti. His third coming is a successful one, and it's now 117 for 7. The West Indies, I dare say, are on top at the moment.
Well, Magic Moti, Fahim Ashraf has to go. It was really against the run of play once again. He just went back on his back foot and pushed it straight back to Moti, who took a simple return catch, picks up his second wicket in the over. He's on a hat trick now, and with the Pakistan team struggling again, 117 for 7. And that is going to bring Hassan Ali to the middle.
Well, Hassan Ali didn't play in the first game. He was the 12th man. They rested him. They're managing their workload. They've decided to go for him now for this game. I saw him last night at Aventura having a little shopping. Hassan Ali.
Well, he's got a T20 international strike rate of 180. So
How many runs?
we won't go there. It's not many.
10 runs.
He's got 54 T20 internationals under his belt now, 130 runs. But he's got 68 wickets, so I think that's what he's better known for.
Yes, excellent bowler, Hassan Ali.
But he has a first-class 100 to his name as well, and I saw him bat in the English County Championship just a bit ago. Doesn't really block many. He reminds me of Shamar Joseph in that aspect. But here's Moti, hat-trick delivery.
Yeah, he is. Moti is in. He bowls to Hassan Ali. Pushes it away on the offside. He's looking for a run. Gets back in. And the score remains 117 for 7. It's all happening out there. Gudakesh Moti Kana. He's back. What a spell this has been. This third coming in this match.
But they needed him.
Yeah, he is. Moti's in. Bowls to Hassan Ali. Plays it right back to him. There is no run.
So
And
just
you
one
were
delivery
saying
to
if he
go.
can get under 8, it would be excellent. This is over number 17. Here he is. Moti's in. Bowls to Hassan Ali. Plays it away softly on the offside and gets a single. Takes his score to 118 now for 7. It's the end of a very successful over from Gudakesh Moti. He has ended his spell with 2 wickets and 2 for 39. Well, a brilliant last over.
Yeah, fantastic from Moti. Not much more you can ask for. And now we're going to see Ruston Chase get an opportunity to bowl his second with the left-handed Mohamed Nawaz out there. And that means that we are going to see Shaman Joseph and Jason Holder complete the innings more than likely. Holder, 3 overs, 3 for 15. Joseph, 3 overs, none for 20. But Chase has been excellent tonight in that 1 over that he bowled, where he picked up the wicket of Fakhar Zaman of the first delivery of his over and just conceded 4 runs after that. He now has to come in and bowl an over in the death, which you don't often see 2 overs of spin in the death, but Hope trusting his spinners here.
Yes, he bowls to Hassan Ali, looking to hit this out of the ground. Let's see if he makes contact. We go for a single down behind square. And, yep, probably just an inside edge onto pad.
So Hassan Ali moves on to 219. And at this stage, if Pakistan get to 150, it's going to be another recovery, because it's going to be tough for them at this stage to get that 30 runs in this last 3 overs. Nawaz is the last recognised batsman out there. The batting to come doesn't look too promising. Sufyan Makeem and Shine Shah Afridi, who can't hit a ball. So we'll have to see. Chase is over the wicket.
Here he is. Chase. He's in and bowls outside the off stump. Not a bad ploy. Down the point, there is no run. Well fielded there by Moti. So it remains 119 for 7. This is over number 18 in progress. Ruston Chase, a man from Christchurch in Barbados, comes in now. It bowls and again outside the off stump, cut away. So this is excellent bowling. This is good thinking here by Ruston Chase.
No, not only that, but Gudakesh Moti has fielded almost every ball in this game. Even when he's bowling, he's taking catches off his own bowling. But he's now moved a point and every ball of the over has gone to him.
And the confidence is back with him after that double wicket over that he had. Chase, oh, lovely bit of fielding. He's going to leak a single still. There's a chance for a run out. And let's watch the umpire. Not out is the call, but Chase diving to his left and stopping that, parrying it more than anything else. But you can't fault him for effort. 120 for 7 over number 18 now in progress. An excellent bowling performance of the West Indies. And can they break that drought tonight?
Well, I don't think anybody else would have stopped that ball. Maybe only Jason Holder, but that ball was far to his left, and Chase did well to cut it off. Could have been two. Here he is.
Yeah, it's Chase. He's in now on balls, or that signal wide. Very wide indeed.
Well, you can see the plan is to take it all the way across Hassan Ali. He's bowling around the wicket, and that one, I think he's looking to just kiss the wide line on the way through to finish off the over. Just like that. But
Not a wide. So he has to be careful here, Chase.
I think what he's saying to the umpire here is that Hassan Ali took probably a half a step across the stumps. So with that, the wide line should be able to be, moving with Hassan Ali.
122 for 7. The umpire will have none of that. So 2 wides in succession. Here he is now, bowls, and this is in the air. Over Hussein at a short third man, and they're going to come back for 2. For a moment there, Hussein thought he was in the business. 124 for the loss of 7. Over number 18 in progress.
Well, that ball there was always going to go over the head of Hussein because Chase is bowling at pace. Hassan Ali is swinging very hard as well. So the ball is always going to be travelling over Hussein's head.
There he is now, he bowls to Ali. Gets it 3 down the ground. That's one more. 125 for 7. It has brought over number 18 to a close.
To Ruston Chase completing his second over. 11 runs and a wicket for him. And just 7 runs of the second over. 2 overs to go now. You have to think it's going to be Joseph and Holder. And Holder is going to be the man to switch in. 3 overs, 3 wickets, 14 runs for him in this game so far. 15 runs in fact. Now he is going to be bowling the penultimate over from an end that he hasn't bowled from in this game just yet. He is going to give Shamar Joseph the broadcast end to bowl from. But he is that man that, he's a team player. He is going to do anything he can to help the team. Whatever the team needs of him is what he is going to offer. So he's making a couple of changes in the field here. So Holder, a long on, a long off, deep point, deep backward square, and a mid wicket. Holder round the wicket to Hassan Ali. Ali looking to scoop and appeal. Not out, says the umpire. And Jewel Andrew says not out. I think it's worth the review. And the umpire is signaling leg by, so 1 leg by added to the total, and that is going to bring the left-handed Mohamed Nawaz on strike. This Holder round the wicket to Mohamed Nawaz.
Up to the wicket now, bowls, and Nawaz is forcing this one down to a short fine leg. Let's wait on the umpire. That's a leg by. He's taking a rather long time in raising that left leg.
The second leg by of the over. So Holder continues to bowl well here. The West Indies looking in good form with the ball at the moment. 127. No runs off the bat in the over so far. Here's Holder again.
Here's Holder up to the wicket. He bowls, and this is a slow delivery. Hoiked away by Ali down to a wide-ish long on. They should be coming back for 2. Hassan Ali scoring some valuable runs towards the back end of the innings here. And he now moves on to 7. 2 to Mohamed Nawaz. 129 for 7. This is the penultimate over of the innings. And I think Shamar Joseph will end the rights from this end, the media center end. 129 for 7. Holder stays around the wicket. Here he is now, arms pumping up to the wicket and bowls, and Ali digs it out. Again gets it down to deep mid wicket. They take 1. Ali wants 2. He can't get it. It's 130 now for the loss of 7.
So 2 deliveries to go in the over for Jason Holder, and really good returns from the big all-rounder. 3.4 overs, 3 wickets, 18 runs.
Can't ask for anything more. Probably some runs.
Well, he gives you that. He's got that to offer. Here he is again, runs into bowl.
Holder is in,
Nawaz.
and Nawaz didn't get hold of this. This could be wicket number 4 from the man from Kwambamere. It's 130 for 8. Jason Holder, you take a bow.
And that's a big wicket because Mohamed Nawaz is a known power hitter, and he has to go. A good catch out there from Shamar Joseph, and Jason Holder picking up his 4th wicket. He can do no wrong at the moment for the West Indies. What a performance from the big man. 4 for 18 in 3.5 overs, and he's got a chance to get 5 here if he can get Shaheen Shah Afridi out.
Well, 130 for 8, as you alluded to before. Shah Afridi can hit a long ball, 130 for 8, and on the night when Jason Holder became the highest wicket taker in T20 internationals for the West Indies, he's decided to celebrate with 4. He has now distanced himself from DJ Bravo by 2 wickets. Three, in fact.
Well, Jason Holder, 81 T20 international wickets now for the big man. And he's got a best of 5 for 27 in T20 internationals, and that included a beaver trick against England, bowling in the last over in front of his home crowd in Barbados. If he can get a 5th one here, it'll be his best. Here he is.
Yeah, Holder in, bows. Afridi gets a short delivery, the tall man, and plays it perfectly well. Is keeping it down to deep backward square where Ruston Chase is positioned. End of an excellent spell, 4 for 19 from Jason Holder. And at the end of over number 19, the latest score at the Central Broad Regional Park, Pakistan winning the toss and batting first are 131 for 8.
Yeah, so Holder completing a spell, 4 overs, 4 wickets, 19 runs. And after another good bowling performance in the first game, he really is looking to be in fantastic bowling form. And he's not only scoring runs and picking up wickets, but he's a leader on this team. He's somebody that the bowlers turn to at a time of need. And Shamar Joseph and him have been having a lot of conversations throughout this game. He's been in the ear of Shepherd. He's been speaking to Moti, to Hussein. He's a leader in this dressing room. And you mentioned something just yesterday about this was the time where Jason Holder should have been a captain of the team.
Yeah, I
not
think
when
this
he
is
was
the time.
19 or 20 years old.
Yeah, this is the time. Round the wicket is Shamar Joseph. Yeah, he is. He's up to the wicket and bowls. Beautiful delivery. Too quick there for Nawaz and into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. So it's 131 for 8. So looking to swing to the heavens there. Holder again going up and having a word with Shamar Joseph. Joseph and Holder has been brilliant. Shepherd was good, barring 3 deliveries.
Yeah, and
Moti came back fine in the last over after going for a bit of a tapping tree. Hussein was his brilliant self. And Chase has been exceptional tonight. Here is Joseph up to the wicket now, bowls to Afridi. Afridi hits it back on the onside. They get a single, and that's all they will get. 132 for 8. Joseph is calling Afridi out of his out of his crease. Big smile on his face. A cheerful man is Joseph.
He's made himself loved across international cricket, not only by the West Indian supporters, but by supporters all around the world. Maybe except the Australians. I don't think the Australians
they like
him.
him. Nah, I don't think they like him. They would probably like him to play for them, but I don't think they like him in particular.
The cricket fans around the world, they love the way that he plays cricket.
I think cricket fans around the world loves the way that he humbles the Aussies. That is what they like.
He
Just
looks
say
like
Australia, and he's ready. Reminds me of one Hillary Angelo Gomes. 9 test centuries, 6 against Australia, back in the day.
some people have their favourites. Here is Joseph again.
Yeah, he is. up to the wicket now, bowls, and what he's doing, he's trying to sweep, reverse sweep. Oh, he's out caught. A brilliant catch there by Joel Andrew. 132 for 8. Hassan Ali was trying to scoop him, and it went in the air. It was traveling because of his pace, but Joel Andrew turned around and ran a mile and a half and took the catch.
You've got to say brilliant work from the young man, 18 years old, and he's taken an absolute blinder because it was way out of his reach and he dived full length to get that one, and it's always difficult, as we say, running backwards and having to change direction. He did very well, and a much deserved wicket for Shamar Joseph. You can't have Shamar Joseph playing in a game and he doesn't take a wicket. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. He has to take one at least. And he's not finished. 132 for 9. Could West Indies bowl Pakistan out?
I think psychologically you want that. You want that as a bowling unit to show how dangerous that they can be on their day. And today was a day where every man did their part. Moti struggled, but he was still able to come back and pick up 2 very important wickets, because there's 4 deliveries left, or 3 deliveries left in the innings now, but you're bowling at number 10 and number 11 rather than you're bowling at number 6 and 7.
Well, here's Sufyan Makeen, and he looking to end the innings here. Joseph is into Makeen, and he plays it away on the onside, gets a single. So 2 left-handers in there at the moment. Sufyan Makeen, I think he might have struck his foot with the bat there as he came down. He was looking to zero in on that stump. Again, a conference between Hope and Holder. They want him to end strongly. 132 for 9. If the West Indies can end strongly here in this over, they will fancy their chances to get past that total.
And I think I want to say that I'm giving Sophia Mukim a higher batting rating than Josh Hazelwood, because Josh Hazelwood was bowled by that delivery from Shamar Joseph 4 times.
Well, here he is now. Ooh, that's a slow delivery. I don't think Shaheen Shah Afridi expected to get a slow delivery. He played that so quickly. From the moment Joseph delivered, he was onto it and looking to pull that through mid-wicket. He played about 6 days before the ball came.
He absolutely nailed that slow delivery, Shamar Joseph, and it's something that we don't see often from him because we are accustomed seeing him with the red ball in his hand, bowling very fast and swinging the ball. But he absolutely perfected that delivery.
Yeah, he is. Joseph, nice strong approach up to the wicket now, bowls, and this goes through to the wicket keeper, Joel Andrew. There is no run. It's the end of a brilliant spell by Shamar Joseph and the end of an excellent performance by the West Indies with the ball tonight. Pakistan winning the toss and batting first. I don't think they'll be very happy to see what's on the board at the moment. 133 for the loss of 9. I think Liam has all the details of the innings.
Well, a brilliant last over there from Shamar Joseph. 2 runs, just 1 run off the bat and a wicket. We went to the Pakistan scorecard. Saim Ayub, he was out early. Joel Andrew taking the catch. Jason Holder, the man to pick up that wicket. And Ayub, who scored a lot of runs in the first game, it was important for the West Indies to get rid of him early. And that they did. Farhan, he failed. He got 3. He was caught right of football Holder. And that was a wicket that gave Jason Holder, that took him past Dwayne Bravo to become the highest ever wicket taker in T20 internationals for the West Indies. Fakhar Zaman, he was good for a period of time. He was out in the first ball of the 10th over by Ruston Chase for 20 of 19. Harris didn't last long. He went for 4 of 6. Caught Holder, Bull Hussein. Aga, in the end there, tried his very best, and an advised shot against Gudakesh Moti. He was out LBW for 38 of 33. Hassan Nawaz, he was the best batter on the day for Pakistan, 40 of 23, before he hitched one straight back to Jason Holder, who took a good return catch. Nawaz was also out, caught Shamar Joseph at long on off the bowling of Holder. That was Holder's 4th wicket. And for just 2, Fahim Ashraf got a first ball, caught on ball Moti. Hassan Ali caught Joel Andrew, bowled Shamar Joseph. A beautiful catch from Joel Andrew behind the stumps, diving backwards, full length and completing the catch. And Shaheen Shah Afridi, 2 not out of 5 deliveries. in the end with Sophia Mukim. No runs for him and just a one delivery faced. The bowling for the West Indies. Akil Hussein started things off brilliantly. 4 overs, 1 for 16. Holder, the pick up the bowlers on the night, the ever experienced Jason Holder, 4 overs, 4 for 19. Joseph was brilliant, 4 overs, 1 for 21. Moti, after bowling 3 expensive overs for 36, he came back brilliantly in his final over, an important over for the West Indies, where he picked up 2 big wickets, that of Fahim Ashraf and the skipper Aga. Moti 4 overs, 2 for 39. Chase was good, 2 overs, 1 for 11. And Shepard was, barring his final 3 deliveries, he was good, 2 overs for 22. So we are going to take a short break. When we come back, the West Indies need 134 for victory. So we are back here at the Central Broad Regional Park, and the West Indies openers are heading out to the middle. Shaheen Shah Afridi has got the ball in hand, and the openers today, with the absence of Johnson Charles, Alec Athanaze has come in, and he is going to open the batting here for the West Indies. And on the other end is Jewel Andrew. The young man on debut scored 35, played some really, really good looking shots, and really set the stage alight despite the West Indies losing. And looking back at that first game, the West Indies had a pretty good power play, and between overs 6 and 10 is where they really slowed down after young Sofian Mukim came in with Mohamed Nawaz, and they started to put the West Indies under pressure. And then in that 12th over, Mohamed Nawaz picked up 3 wickets, and that completely turned things around. So we look at the umpires as they just wave to the scorers to make sure everything is all good and ready to go. And it's Shaheen Shah Afridi to start us off. Alec Athanaze is on strike. So here we go. Here is Afridi. He runs in to bowl from the far end. And Athanaze opens the face down to the backward point. A good pace on that delivery. And Athanaze is off the mark. First ball with a single.
Yeah, so sensible batting will take the West Indies over the line. And they don't need to do anything crazy here. And probably this is why Athens at the top is good.
Well,
Andrews, as we know, is Joel Andrews going to play one way and one way alone.
and I think that's the right way to go, because a lot of times we see teams look at small totals and look to guide their way through it, and then you get to the 17th, 18th over, and you have to go at 10 and over, and you're under a bit of pressure. I think what's important here for these two is that they take a full advantage of the power play and take Pakistan out of the game early. Here's Afridi. Andrew drives straight to mid off, and there's no run.
Yep, it's coming onto the front foot, driving nicely.
So I think, if they can take full advantage of this power play and really get ahead of the game early, then they can cruise a bit. But I think this power play is important for both teams. So here's Afridi, left hand fast bowler. And Andrew punches this one. He's hit that hard, straight to the man at cover. And Hassan Nawaz not able to pick up cleanly. But Jewel Andrew middling that one. It raced to Nawaz, and they end up getting through for a single on the misfield.
Yeah, well, Nawaz got a bit of a nasty bounce because it just bounced in front of him and it was able to elude him. But a nice little shot there from Andrew. Looking confident, coming forward, driving.
So the West Indies 2 without loss. 3 deliveries gone in the innings. Here is Afridi. He is running in now once again to bowl to Alec Athanaze, who's in for Charles. Here's Afridi. Athanaze drives, a lovely drive, but a good bit of work in the field from Mohamed Nawaz at cover. And the Pakistan fielders all run towards him because he definitely saved his team 4 runs.
Yeah, it was a beautiful shot there by Athanaze, but even better fielding at cover by Nawaz. And, when you're defending a small total like this, fielding becomes such an important aspect of the game.
Yeah, even more important. And the Pakistanis showed in the last game how good they are as a fielding unit. Here is Afridi again into Athanaze. Athanaze opens the face again. This time is a man down there at third man, so they get through for a single. And they are now 3 without loss, 1 delivery to go in the first.
Yeah, so Shaheen Shah Afridi for Pakistan, he will be looking to get that breakthrough early. He's a strike bowler, and if he can get that, Pakistan will look to put the West Indies back on the back foot. And when you're defending a small target, you need to get early wickets.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with this opening partnership of the West Indies. Here is Afridi into Andrew. Andrew goes up and over. Outside edge is going to run into the point boundary now. and that is a boundary. So Joel Andrew gets his first boundary of today's proceedings. It was not in full control at all, but it peeled off the outside edge. And one thing about Andrew, when he's going to go hard, so the ball will travel.
Well, that's exactly what he did there. He went very hard at it, and that is what saved him. Because had he just pushed at that, he could have been out caught at backward point. He went very hard. It spooned over backward point, and with three fielders converging, it still ended up going into the boundary. So 7 without loss, the West Indies, they've made a good start here.
Yeah, so from the broadcast end is something that we've grown accustomed to. Mohamed Nawaz has the new ball in hand, and he is going to be bowling to Alec Athens, long on and a deep mid wicket. It seems to be the two fielders that Nawaz will employ, and it's a very basic field for a left-hand spinner bowling to a left-hander in the power play, the mid long on and a deep mid wicket. So Nawaz was good yesterday, 3 for 23 in his 4 overs, picking up 3 wickets in his last over.
Yeah, he was very, very good indeed. And, that he actually got the first 2 wickets. And that is what really led to the slide. There he is, Nawaz.
His first delivery for him into Athens. And Alec Athens playing all around a straight delivery, and he's given. And I think that looked very good. He's going to think about reviewing it. But it was a straight delivery, and his bat was way out of the way. And I think that looks pretty good.
Well, I think he has reviewed it. Very casual there from Alec Athens. Half forward, playing around that one. Very first delivery, should have presented the full face of the bat. He's looking to play through the onside. And with no pressure at all on him, I think he's played a horrible shot. It looked very good, but let's wait for the replay.
So we're just awaiting the ball tracking and ultra edge at the moment. But on the first replay, it looks pretty good to me. I think Athens played a lazy shot, and he might have to face the consequences here. Well, it's very similar to the way that he got out a few times in England when they just recently played a test series and then a one-day series. He did not look in great control. As we take a look at ultra edge here.
Did he get an edge? I think he's walking, because he probably thought that the only thing that might have saved him was an edge.
Yeah, but he seems to be walking. I think he's going to go. And 3 reds for Alec Athens. Impact in line, pitching in line, and wickets hitting. So Alec Athens has to go. A very disappointing innings for him. He has to go. And the West Indies lose their first wicket. Is 7 for 1. And in walks the skipper, Shea Hope.
Well, that's exactly what they needed, Pakistan. They needed an early breakthrough here in order to put the West Indies back when they're chasing such a small total. And the captain has decided to come in at 3 and to take matters into his own hands. This is a good move by him.
Yeah, we've seen him shuffle around the order quite a lot in T20 cricket. When he just came into the side, he was batting at number 4. He spent some time opening, and I think, based on the stats, and as we know, Dan Sam, he's a very data-driven coach. Shea Hope has scored the majority of his runs opening the batting. Every time he's open. Now, we saw him in the World Cup. He didn't play early on. When he came into the team, he batted at 4, looked okay. Then he came out top against the USA and scored a very good 70-odd in a match-winning cause. So when he gets at the top of the order, when he opens the batting, he scores the majority of his runs. So I think that's something for Coach Sammy to look at. Maybe shuffling Andrew down to 3, or Athens could have batted 3. But I think that's where Hope needs to be.
See how he goes here tonight. He has time. Has to lead from in front here, Shea Hope.
Oh, here is Nawaz, round the wicket to Hope. And Hope is off the back foot, punching it straight to cover, no run.
I think probably the best white ball batsman in the Caribbean, Shea Hope.
I think he's the best available for the West Indies, 100%. He's been Very, very good in 50 over cricket. He's shown some very good form in T20s as well. He is now as to Hope. Hope is forward and drives straight to Aga at covers. Once again a dot. So a very good start from Nawaz there.
Excellent start indeed. Nawaz doing exactly what Pakistan want, which is to push the West Indies back, put the pressure back on them.
As Nawaz again, Hope pushes this one down to long off. It was a faster delivery from Nawaz, and this time he'll get off the mark. So Hope is off and running, and Joel Andrew is going to take up the strike now. And with just one run scored in this over thus far, 2 deliveries to go, a wicket falling. What's the best approach for Joel Andrew, but how do you think he will approach it?
Well, the best approach for Andrew is to allow his captain to lead the way, but I don't think he will play like that. I think he's going to go for shots. But there's absolutely no big set of pressure at this point in time. That's well played.
Flick down straight to short fine leg. There is no run. Joel Andrews looking for the single there, but sent back quickly by Hope. So one delivery to go in over number 2. Mohamed Nawaz, brilliant stuff. 1 for 1 in 5 deliveries. He's got a long off and a deep mid wicket, and he is coming in to bowl the final delivery of the second over. Here he is, Andrew, looking to go big, and just to the right of the fielder at mid-on, that is Hassan Ali, and there is no run. If he got it a little bit more right of Hassan Ali, might have been able to sneak in a couple, but it's a dot ball and a brilliant over from Nawaz. At the end of 2, it's 8 for 1.
Well, Hassan Ali immediately walking across. I think he is the one to probably bowl over number 3 now. Very experienced player, Hassan Ali. And look to put the pressure back on the West Indies. That last over from Nawaz, a brilliant one. Just one run coming, and it's an over in which he took away.
Hassan Ali, Sirata Harris, Rauf in, they are very quick. They rush onto the batsman. But what we saw with Rauf yesterday was the quicker he bowled, the further he went. And it could be something of the same here. Hope is not necessarily the type of batsman that, he's not the Chris Gayle where he's looking to hit everything for 6. But he does have quite a decent strike rate. And he's a sweet timer of the cricket ball. So if Hassan Ali misses his length even just by a little bit, Hope is going to capitalize.
Hassan has to be careful. Hope has to be careful. Hassan skids it normally. Driving straight down the ground. That's a shot of class, as Phil Wallace likes to say. Sheer Hope is as smooth as Harvey's Bristol cream down to the last drop.
It's a lovely shot from Hope. Just pushing his bat straight down the ground. And it was overpitched from Hassan Ali. We just spoke about how good of a timer of the cricket ball Shea Hope is. And all to good effect there as he picks up his first boundary. Here is Hassan Ali once again into Hope. And this time rushing on to Hope, but he wants a quick single down to long on, mid on that is, and they get through quickly. Good running from Hope and Andrew.
Yeah, well, Hassan Ali is one who gets the ball to skid on, and he has to be careful here, Andrew. Facing up to him for the very first time.
Yeah, so you can see Hope, we can see here that Hope is coming down the wicket and he's having a conversation with Joel Andrew. Andrew spent a lot of time batting with Johnson Charles, who, in hindsight of the first game, he put him under a lot of pressure with the amount of dot balls he is facing, a lot of plays and misses. Here is Hassan Ali into Joel Andrew. It's pitched up, and that's a lovely shot from Joel Andrew, showing Hassan Ali the maker. It was lofted over the side screen, and Joel Andrew hits another 6.
Well, if that's the future of West Indies cricket, it doesn't look bad, does it? Overpitch delivery, whereas Shea Hope was all smooth and silky down the ground. That was brutal timing and power, and that's 6.
He didn't go too hard at it, and that was what made it look so brilliant. Joel Andrew, he just timed it, and he lofted it with all control, and it went a long way. They can't seem to find the ball at the moment.
That was a big hit. It was over the side screen at the northern end of the ground. But I think they've gotten it now.
This man, Joel Andrew, continues to impress on all levels. Every time he's gotten an opportunity, he has showed exactly what he's capable of. He scored a lot of runs locally and regionally for the Leeward Islands. He scored runs in the CPL and he's scoring runs for the West Indies now. As Hassan Ali was about to run into bowl, but the umpire was not in position. Hassan Ali looking to rush Andrew here. Here he is. Into Andrew. And a better delivery, better length as Andrew just on the back foot works it into the onside for a single. Takes the score now to 20 for 1. Andrew is on to 12 now.
Well, he allowed that one to come on to him, and by allowing it to come on to him, he was able to maneuver the ball a lot better, getting it into the space on the onside. And let's push the score on to 20 for 1, and Andrew is leading the way.
So here is Ali in again to Hope, and Hope off the back foot opens the face into the offside, gets a single. So Hope doing the right thing here. They're not getting carried away. When they get the bad ball, they're putting it away. But when Hassan Ali bowls a good delivery, they're just looking to get a single. And rotation of strike is something that Shea Hope is brilliant at.
Hope has to stay there, has to lead from in front.
Here in comes Ali again. Andrew looking to pull. It was a slow delivery. And one bounce into the keeper, just missing the off stump. So a bit of everything in that over. At the end of 3, the West Indies are 21 for 1.
Well, how did that miss? A slow delivery, and this is why he has to be careful. Guys like Hassan Ali, they are very experienced and crafty bowlers. So he has to be careful here. That one, he took all the pace off and then he crashed into the stumps.
Hassan Ali, 68 wickets in T20 internationals for Pakistan. So a guy who can take that many wickets is a guy who is a thinking bowler and a smart bowler. And Hassan Ali, seeing Joel Andrew and Hope enjoying pace on the ball, deciding to take some off and almost did for Andrew there. So it's Nawaz to continue. 1 run and a wicket in his first over. Here he is in to Shea Hope. Hope off the back foot punches, and that's a beautiful shot. Through the covers, and Shea Hope gets a boundary.
Well, not a man move, not even the nuts man, as that was short and wide, and all he had to do was to pick his spot. And again, the timing was impeccable.
And he was on his back foot in a flash and picked the gap with brilliant precision. And he picks up his first boundary. He is on, in fact, his second boundary. He's on to 11 now for 7 deliveries. And the West Indies are starting to get their grip on this game very early in this innings. Here is Nawaz into Hope. And Hope had to wait on this one. Nawaz just taking off the pace a bit and pushes it into the offside. Straight to the man, there's no run.
So Nawaz just pulling that one back a bit.
Pitches this one up, and Hope driving straight to long off for a single. So Hope not looking to be too risky here, and he's going to leave that up to Joel Andrew as the score is moving on now to 26 for 1.
So they'll know that Nawaz has been bowling well. Don't take unnecessary risk against him.
Well, I don't know if Joel Andrew would listen to you. Here is Nawaz into Andrew. And Andrew, there is an appeal, and Mohammed Nawaz, in fact, is not sure if he took the catch or not. They're going to go upstairs, but Joel Andrews on the back foot, looking to turn it into the onside. It took a leading edge, and Mohammed Nawaz diving forward, immediately turned to the umpire and said he's not sure if he took the catch.
Yeah, and that was fair of him. He said that, he's not sure. The umpires are going to check now. Let's look. Andrews seems to be confident. He's just discussing the shot with his captain. We'll wait to see.
It was just a leading edge. A bit lazy, I thought, with Joel Andrew there. It was...
definitely not a catch. And everyone is back into their positions. Andrew lives to fight another day.
I think on this occasion, Mohamed Nawaz was just checking. Maybe he did. He wasn't too sure. But he immediately mentioned to the umpire that he doesn't think he caught it. He's not too sure. So it's better to be safe than sorry. But a dot ball, nonetheless, for Nawaz. But Joel Andrew is still out there. He lives to fight another day. He's on 12 of 10. And one delivery now to go in the over. 26 for 1, the West Indies. Here is Nawaz into Andrew. Andrew's off the back foot, peeling off the outside edge. And after just getting a chance, he has to go now. He was on the back foot, looking to cut hard down the ground. And it peeled off the outside edge, and he's caught at a short third man. Andrew has to go after a promising start. It's 26 for 2.
That shot was never on there from Andrew. As you just looking at the replay here now, he was looking to pull a delivery that was too close to him, and he actually threw his innings away a bit reckless there. There was, as I was saying before, no pressure. You're chasing 134. You're 26 for 1 in the fourth over. The only way Pakistan can win this game is by taking wickets, and there he is throwing his hands away.
Yeah, disappointing from the young man, but he is a young player. It's something that he's going to learn from. It's an experience for him. And I like this move from the West Indies. It's something that I saw happen in the Major League recently with the LA Knight Riders. And that's Sheffield Rutherford batting up the order. He has shown a lot of improvement as an all-round cricketer, not just a power hitter or a finisher. He's come in and he's learned to bat through the innings and score big runs. And he's in at number 4 now for the West Indies.
So one delivery to go in the over. Can he repeat what he did in the first game here, Nawaz?
He started off well. Another thing that I'm disappointed in that shot from Andrews, Nawaz is not going to bowl slow in the power play. He's going to let the ball come out a little quicker and it's going to drift into you. So giving yourself that room when the ball is skidding onto you, it's always going to put you under pressure.
It's also the two factors to take into consideration here in South Florida.
And now as into Rutherford, and Rutherford takes a half a step forward and pushes it back to him. So the end of the fourth over, and the West Indies in a bit of trouble at 26 for 2. Mohamed Nawaz, brilliant. 2 overs, 2 wickets, 6 runs.
Yeah, he has been absolutely brilliant, and they will need these two here, two experienced players, the captain, Shea Hope, and of course Sheffield Rutherford. They need to now forge a partnership. You saw a partnership between the captain for Pakistan, Aga, and Nawaz, and that propelled them to 133. Matters could have been even worse had they not stayed together for that period of time. So it's now all up to the captain with Sheffield Rutherford. But Hope has to bat deep if the West Indies have to go on and win this and break the drought.
So Shaheen Afridi replaces Hassan Ali. Here he is to Hope. And this one is a quick delivery, but Hope gets his bat down in time and just pushes it out to mid-wicket. There's no run.
Yeah, that was a bit straight and fast. He was able to just noodle it away. Found mid-wicket though. Again, we look at the replay there for Andrews' dismissal. It was really an ugly shot.
I think it's a shot that he plays a lot, where he gets back onto the back foot and pretty much pulls the ball straight down the ground, almost a flat bat. And this time that ball just rushing onto him a bit, peeling off the outside edge. Here is Afridi into Hope. It's a shorter delivery. Hope pushes it to mid-off. And it took off for a single, but immediately changed his mind, and there's no run.
Yeah, well, Hope finding the fielder, the timing was too good. Didn't allow him to get that single.
A couple of dot balls now for the West Indies. Yeah, probably about 6 in a row that they haven't scored off. Here is Afridi in to Hope again. And a good delivery. Hope looking for the single, and that is excellent running between the wickets.
Well, that's good. That's good. You don't have to hit boundaries all the time if you're chasing 134. You need to rotate the strike, and one thing that Hope is very good at is rotation of the strike. There it was. The previous delivery he timed too sweetly. That one he just held back a bit and pushed with softer hands. and it allowed him the time to get the single.
So 27 for 2 for the West Indies. Now, Sheffield Rutherford is on strike. Just a one ball so far. But Sheffield Rutherford, yes, he has improved and has become a much better all round batsman. But I think in recent times, he just struggled for form a bit. This would be a chance for him to get back into it. Here is Afridi to Rutherford. Rutherford opens the face down to deep backward point for a single and takes the score to 28 for 2.
So Freddie trying his all here. He bowled the opening over. He was then replaced by Hassan Ali for the second, and he comes back for the third from the northern end.
He went for just 7 runs in his first over. It wasn't a bad over. The one boundary was that outside edge that Joel Andrew got down to deep point. Pakistan just mixing things up here. Here comes Afridi. He is running in now to bowl to Hope, who is on 13. Good delivery, good pace on that delivery, and a good line and length. Hope was just on the back foot, pushing it straight back to the bowler, and there's no run.
Kept a bit low, I thought, though. Because if you look at the length of that delivery, Hope was already jumping into line. And luckily for him, he got the bat down quickly.
They seem to maybe skid on a bit rather than just get up. And it's been that sort of wicket where there's no real big set of bounce in it. I think just one delivery we saw lift off a length of Shamar Joseph. But, here is Afridi into Hope. And Hope flicking this one down to fine leg. He's going to look for two. And he'll get two easily. A good bit of work out there from the fielder at short fine leg, cutting off the boundary, saves his team 2 runs, and at the end of 5, it's 30 for 2.
Yeah, the Pakistanis have been brilliant in the field, I dare say. They've been actually running after everything. They're throwing their bodies around, and this is good to see.
Hassan Ali is going to replace Nawaz, and I think when you look back at what the West Indies did with their left-hand spinner, who bowled 2 good overs, they carried on for a third. And I think I would have personally liked to see Mohamed Nawaz bowl a third over at Shea Hope here and try to get Shea Hope out. Because if you get Hope out, the West Indies will start to panic.
Yep, they definitely will. I find this is a strange move to bring Hassan back at this point in time.
Nawaz 2 overs, 2 wickets, 6 runs. I mean, it's dream figures in the power play.
Well, they're hoping that Hassan Ali can get a breakthrough.
Here he is, Hassan Ali into Rutherford. Rutherford drives off the inside edge. He was looking to go down the ground, but it's one peeling off the inside edge, going down to deep square for a single, 31 for 2.
So Rutherford owes the West Indies some runs here. When he's in form, he's very good to look at.
You look at Sheffield Rutherford and the way that he defends. He defends with hard hands, so there's always a chance of those inside edges flying away. And there was another situation where he kind of pushed at it and got the inside edge there. Luckily, he was just able to get one. Here's Hassan Ali into Hope, and it's a good delivery, rushing back into Hope, and seemed to get an inside edge onto his pads there.
Well, again, Hassan Ali, look at his height. He's a short man for a fast bowler. He's getting the ball to skid.
He's off to a good start in this second over. His first over a bit expensive. He was driven down the ground for 4 from Hope. He was lofted for 6 by Andrew. Oh, here he is again into Hope. And rushing onto Hope once again. So the Pakistanis bowling with some good heat at the moment.
He's pretty quick, Hassan Ali. He's a busy cricketer.
So 5.3 overs down. The West Indies 31 for 2. Not their best power play by any stretch of the imagination, as Ali is in again to bowl to Hope. And Hope pushes this one through the covers. He beats mid-off. And mid-off now gets around, collects it, and they get a single. But good timing once again from Hope. He moves on now to 16 of 16 deliveries.
He's keeping a calm head, which is so important here for the captain to do. It's not a huge score. I keep saying that. It's just what? 102 needed again. This, of course, being over number 6. You have 14 overs to get that.
Here's Hassan Ali in to Rutherford. Short ball and a wide ball signaled by the umpire. Was good heat, good pace, but very, very short. Sheffield Rutherford didn't even have to duck. He just stood there and watched it sail over his head. So, one for the over signaled by the umpire, and it's also going to be a wide.
So Hassan Ali just mixing it up a bit. You can't fault him for trying something like that. Probably just a bit too short.
And he comes again to Rutherford. And Rutherford flicking this one off his hips. It was in the air for a bit and falls into no man's land. Rutherford gets a single. And now at the end, in fact, one delivery to go in the over. The West Indies are 34 for 2. Now, that was not necessarily the smartest of options for Rutherford there, because there's a man out at deep square leg. He just sort of picked up and tried to push it down there. And here is Hassan Ali. Hope pushes it into the offside, straight to the man at the end of 6. It's 34 for 2. Hope is 16 of 18. Rutherford 3 of 4 deliveries. The West Indies are 34 for 2.
Yeah, so not a bad power play for Pakistan there. The bowlers have come back well. They've restricted the West Indies at just 34 in the power play, so they've taken 2 wickets. So it's not as if the West Indies you could say they're running away with anything at this point in time. So that's good. I think we're in for a good match here.
Well, this is the stage of the game where I thought the West Indies lost the game in match number 1, where after the power play they were 48 without loss, and they scored 15 runs between overs 6 and 10. And they didn't lose a wicket, but they weren't able to score, and that is when this young man, Sufyan Mukim, came into the attack.
Well, Mukim, I think, is coming into the attack now from the far end, the northern end. Sufyan Mukim.
Just 25 years of age. He's into his 12th T20. He's got a best of 5 wickets for 3 runs. So, he's a talented young man, a talented young cricketer. And here he is, to Rutherford. Rutherford punches this one through the covers. There's a man out there at deep cover, and they get just... In fact, it's beaten him now, and it's gone into the boundary for 4.
Well,
So, Sheffield Rutherford, it was well timed. He hit it very hard. And once he beat that field at point, it was always going to be difficult for the man out on the cover boundary. And it was away from him in a flash. I thought he gave up quite early.
they struck with tremendous power.
It's Mukim again. Rutherford on the back foot. And looking at cut, he's frustrated with himself because he hit it straight to the man. But he was never really in control. Oh, dot ball. The West Indies can't allow Mukim to settle into that line and length that he did in match number 1. As he can get through his overs very quickly. And the West Indies won't realize just how quickly he's done it.
Well, he's going to take the ball away from the left-hander because he's bowling Chinaman and Googlies.
Here he is. It's one into the pads of Rutherford. He just pushes it into a vacant short mid-wicket region. Gets a single. So he takes the score now to 39 for 2. He moves on to 7. In fact, 8 of just 6 deliveries. Hope back on track. 16 of 18. He's struggling a bit to find the gaps at the moment, Shea Hope. He's a very good player of spin. That could come into play here against Sufyan Mukim.
He needs to bat. He needs to stay there and bat deep.
This time a faster one from Mukim as Hope onto the back foot and just pushes it out to deep backward square for a single. 40 for 2.
Over number 7 in progress here. So the West Indies, they haven't really lit up the place just yet.
2 deliveries to go in over number 7. And Rutherford is just forward and pushing this one out to long off. A good shot and a good thinking from Sheffield Rutherford. don't want to take too many risks here. Keep the strike rotating, try to limit the dot balls. And he's doing that well at the moment. He takes the score now to 41. One delivery to go in over number 7. Mukim into Hope, and Hope was not in control of that one. He was pushed back to the bowler, and at the end of the 7th over, the West Indies are 41 for 2.
A good delivery there from Mukim. That last delivery was the googly. It went the other way, and Hope watchful though. He was able to keep it out. Let's see the option now. What they're gonna do? It seems to be Salman Aga. Seems to be a captain who keeps chopping and changing his bowlers, not allowing the batsmen to get comfortable at all. He's taking Hassan Ali back out of the attack.
It looks like Nawaz. Or is it Saim Ayub?
I think it's
It is Saim Ayub, 2 for 20 in his 2 overs. He's a wicket taker, but he did get some tap. So this could go either way. He's not necessarily your first choice spinner, but he is a good 5th bowling option, 6th bowling option. So he's in now to bowl to Shufin Rutherford, the right arm off spinner. Rutherford just pushes this one straight back to him. There's no run.
Yeah, which I think Rutherford might not have faced him much at all. So you'll want to have a look at him before he looked to go after him.
Rutherford off the back foot and an outside edge down to short third, and there's no run. So 2 dot balls to start for Saim Ayub. He's a good cricketer. Oh, that's a brilliant delivery and appeal for LBW, and Sheffield Rutherford is given out here, and immediately, as soon as the umpire, even before the umpire raised his finger, he was ready to send that one upstairs. So a review, maybe for height.
Could be that, could be Sheffield Rutherford thinking that he probably did get some bat onto it. Because normally when the batsman goes upstairs pretty quickly, it's because they think that they would have gotten an edge. At least for the leg before.
Let's have a look at this replay here. Well, he's been hit on the back leg. I don't think he got bat on it, but it does look pretty high, almost above the pad, into the thigh pad. Oh, he's having a look now, but I think he's walking Sheffield Rutherford.
He's walking slowly because I think he thought that he had gotten an edge.
Let's see now. Impact in line, wickets. Wickets hitting, so Rutherford has to go. He was trapped on the back leg. And Saim Ayub getting one to rush on off the surface. The arm ball, Rutherford not picking it. And he has to go. He looked good for a start. He has to go for 9 of 11 deliveries. LBW, Saim Ayub. And the West Indies have lost their 3rd wicket. It's 41 for 3. And that man in at number 5. Roston Chase.
Yeah, well, again, Roston Chase. This might be perfect foil here for the skipper because he can rotate the strike as well, Roston Chase. There's no need to bludgeon the ball, but the West Indies find themselves in a spot of border here at the moment at 41 for 3.
Well, in my mind, I'm wondering why Casey Carty has not come in, because Casey Carty as well is a good player of spin and very similar to Roston Chase, and I think Carty is best suited batting at number 3 and 4. It doesn't make any sense playing Casey Carty if you're going to bat him at number 6.
A very good point indeed. Is it that Roston Chase's reach may well help here?
Well, we all know Roston Chase to be a very good player of spin, probably one of the best options that the West Indies have at the moment. Because of that reach, as you mentioned, Jason Holder's another one. And Pakistan with 2 overs for Nawaz, 3 overs for Mukim, now Ayub, still 3 overs after this. Spin is going to dominate this middle portion of the game, and maybe that's why Roston Chase has been sent out.
Well, a lot of emphasis has always been placed on the power play and the last few overs of an innings, but I'm one who believes that you win the game or you set up the win according to how well you play the middle overs.
Chase off the back foot, flicking this one into the air, and there's hands in heads, heads in hands at the moment because Roston Chase played that one uppishly, and it was just to the right of the field that short mid wicket. Oh, Chase is off the mark immediately with a single, and the West Indies are 42 for 3 in 7.4. A good start from Saim Ayub. 1 run conceded, and he's picked up the wicket of Shafeen Rutherford. A big wicket indeed. Here's Ayub. Hope off the back foot, punching straight to the man. That is the skipper at cover, no run.
So Pakistan, they are not rolling over here. They're making this chase difficult for the West Indies.
There's Ayub and Hope looking to flick this into the onside and getting a leading edge straight back to the skipper at cover, and no run at the end of 8 overs. 1 run of the over and a wicket for Ayub. It's 42 for 3.
Excellent. Yeah, Ayub coming into his own there in that over. One wonders if Mukim will continue from the far end.
Well, it's a change again. It's going to be Nawaz, and this is brilliant captaincy from Salman Aga. He just lost a wicket. The left-hander's out of the game. Nawaz, 2 overs, 2 for 6. He's been brilliant. He is now brought immediately back into the attack, and they are going to look to get Ruston Chase and Shea Hope, either one, or in best case scenario, if they can get both of them out, they're really going to put the West Indies under pressure. At the moment, they need 92 from 12 overs.
Well, they're already under pressure. 8 overs going 42 for 3. The West Indies.
Well, the required run rate is 7.5 at the moment. I don't think they should feel under too much pressure if they don't lose another wicket in the next 4 or 5 overs. Here is Nawaz into Chase. Chase off the back foot, cuts into the gap, and he picks up. Oh, that's a brilliant bit of fielding from Shaheen Shah Afridi. It almost seemed to be an immediate boundary as soon as it came off the bat of Chase, but Afridi using his long strides to get along to the ball quickly and cuts off 2 runs. .44 for 3.
Excellent work there by the big fast bowler, showing his commitment to the cause.
Here's Nawaz into Chase, who drives this one nicely down too long off for a single. So Chase and Hope, as we mentioned earlier, are both very good at rotating the strike, especially off of spin. So it is a good partnership for the West Indies to have out there. The only issue that they would have is that 3 wickets are already back in the hut. And we are now into what is a 9th over, 45 for 3. They're going at just about 5 and over. Nawaz into Hope. Hope drives and peeling off the outside edge, just running down to the 3rd man boundary. To Sufyan Mukim cuts it off, and they pick up 2, but valuable runs for the West Indies.
Chase not looking too pretty playing that shot. The man prides himself in looking pretty while he plays his cricket. Hope, sorry. And he will take it anyhow he gets it.
So the West Indies are now 47 for 3. 4 runs off this Mohamed Nawaz over 5 in fact. Here he is. Hope off the back foot, punching straight to Aga. No run.
Loves to play off the back foot, Shea Hope.
He's one of those players who uses the front foot press, where he leans forward and then rocks back just to get a better gauge of the length. And it's not worked well for him in this innings. He struggled to get the ball past Aga. This time he is opening the face and hitting it straight to point. Another dot ball for Shea Hope. So he is struggling at the minute. 47 for 3. 1 delivery to go in the over. Hope 19 of 25. A slow start for him. Does have the ability to catch up. Here is Nawaz again. Hope looking to work this one into the onside. Not getting enough bat, and the keeper collects. There's no run. 3 dot balls to finish the over at the end of the 9th over. The West Indies are 47 for 3.
Yeah, so they're really up against it here at the moment. The West Indies, they need a further 87 runs to win this encounter in 11 overs. Now it's gettable. But I think at this point in time, there's a period of consolidation that's needed between these two. But you can't have Shea Hope eating up 3 and 4 balls and over. He has to find a way to rotate the strike. We
So
saw what Johnson Charles did in the last game, putting Andrew under a lot of pressure. And we saw what happened to Andrew as well.
Ayub to continue. A good first over, 1 run and a wicket. He's into bowl to the big man, Ruston Chase. Here he is, over the wicket. Short ball and Chase looking to pull, the not getting the connection he liked. A bit of an inside edge.
It wasn't too short either, and it skidded on a bit. So I think that is why his bat came down quickly. Credit to him for that. But just couldn't get the time to play that pull shot.
So just a single. He moves on to 5. And the West Indies 48 for 3. Here is Ayub to Hope. Hope pushes this one into the gap. In fact, straight to the fielder once more. Good bit of fielding from Samanaga. No run for Hope. Another dot ball.
The backstand has really been switched on here.
Saim Ayub.
In the field.
Saim Ayub is bowling a lot of knuckleballs here and getting the ball to go the other way. So he's become a bit of a mystery spinner. Here he is to Hope again, flicking this one into the gap. He'll look for 2, but he'll get 1. 49 for 3.
Ayub not getting off today with the bat, but he's doing it with the ball.
It's a rare commodity to see a off spinner who's got the ability to move the ball the other way. We saw Sunil Narayan and very rare Ravichandran Ashwin, another one. Chase drives this one, a lovely looking shot. It was uppish and straight to long on for a single.
And the 50's up there with that shot from Ruston Chase. It's taken a while. This is over number 10. The West Indies are 50 for 3.
Here's Ayub into Hope. Hope drives. This time he beats Aga, but finds a fielder right behind him and he gets 1. So 51 for 3. And it looks like just one delivery to go in the first half of the innings. The West Indies 51 for 3. Ayub, good stuff. 1.5 overs, 1 wicket and 5 runs. Our final delivery before the break. Ayub in to Chase. Chase goes up and over. The fielder at long off was coming in, but it did not carry to him. They get a single at the end of 10. The West Indies are 52 for 3. So we're back here, and it's looking to be Nawaz to finish off his spell. 3 overs so far, 11 runs and 2 wickets. He's in to bowl to Chase. Chase driving down to long off a single. 53 for 3. Well, Shea Hope had a word with the coach, Darren Sammy, at the break. He had a word with both of those batsmen out there, and I want to see what the approach is going to be after the break now. They've already let Nawaz settle into a good spell. Do they play out Nawaz and attack the others? We'll have to wait and see. Here he is. Nawaz into Hope. Hope straight back to him, and Hope has to go. Nawaz picks up his third wicket. Back-to-back 3 wicket holes for Mohamed Nawaz. Shea Hope was looking to go straight, and Nawaz took a good catch diving to his right. The West Indies in trouble now. It's 53 for 4.
And what could have been the discussion during the water break? There was sheer hope. The West Indies are really behind it now. They've scored just, 52 runs in 10 overs, and now they've lost 4 wickets. Pakistan really struggling, storming back here, and they're on top at the moment, I dare say.
Oh, Gudakesh Moti is in at number 6. Gudakesh Moti has become a real floater in this West Indies team. He's in at number 6. And I think he's been sent in once again, the same role as yesterday, to spark something in this innings, to get the West Indies ahead of the game just a little. They're under a lot of pressure now, 83 runs to get. 84, in fact, to get in 9.4 overs. Moti, we all know what he can do with the bat in hand. Yesterday he didn't get off, got a first ball duck, but he's got a chance today to really get the West Indies over the line. So here is Nawaz in to Moti, and Moti's off the back foot and pushes it straight back to the bowler. There is no run. Oh, the skipper goes, and that could spark something for Pakistan. Here is Nawaz again, and a wide Yorker. Moti trying to give himself room and power this one over cover, but wicketkeeper has a good take there, and it's another dot. Moti hits this one downtown, and he dragged it from wide outside the off stump, down to long on, gets a single.
Yeah, but then again, you look at elementary errors that the West Indies are making. They just labored for that single. They could not take advantage on the misfield. And these are the simple things that sometimes, cost the West Indies so much.
Final delivery of Nawaz's spell. What a spell it's been. Here he is to Chase. And Chase using his wrist nicely. Moti wants to. Chase turns, tells Moti no. And they'll settle for 1 at the end of the 11th over. The West Indies 55 for 4. And hats off to Mohamed Nawaz once again. 4 overs, 3 wickets, 14 runs. And you look at his first game, 3 for 23. What a series he's having.
Yeah, he's having a brilliant series. His captain Aka, just congratulating him there. Ayub is going to continue from this end. Let's see what will be the approach of Moti when he faces Ayub. Chase has looked good since coming in.
He's been looking to score runs, and where he can't get the boundary ball, he is, forcing ones and looking for twos. And, in that regard, he's looked good. But I think they need a lot more of that for a longer period of time. Here's Ayub into Chase. Flicks it away into the onside. Timing it well. They want 2, and Ruston Chase is not going to struggle to get back. He picks up 2 runs. So
Well, I was always doing that. And easily he was able to get back. That ball was way away from the fielder down there, Nawaz. again, the lights are on.
Chase drives this time down to long off for one. Oh, this is good bowling from Ayub though. He's using that knuckle ball well to the right-handers. We saw Shea Hope get scared almost when Ruston Chase got Zaman out. Didn't want Chase bowling at the right-handers. And Ayub showing that has no problem. He can get the ball moving on both ways. So Moti is on strike now. Ayub 2.2 overs. 1 for 9. Here he is. Into Moti. Moti using his wrist nicely. They want 2 more. And they're going to rush back for 2 now. Good bit of work from Ruston Chase and good occasion Moti between the wickets.
Yeah, that's excellent. It was a weighted shot there from Moti. So he got the opportunity to come back for 2.
Moti is looking pretty good so far as well. He moves on to 3. On the West Indies, 60 for 4. Here's Ayub. Moti once again working this one into the onside, down too long on for a single. So boundaries have been few and far between in both of these innings. The West Indies in this inning so far, they've just hit 4 fours and a 6. We're well into the 12th over now. Is Ayub in to Ruston Chase. Chase takes a shuffle outside the leg stump. Hits it down too long on. They look for 2 again. Moti is going to have to rush back. Gets in. And very good running once more. So the West Indies have found a new approach where they're struggling to get boundaries. They're weighting their shots very nicely and looking again 2s.
Yeah, excellent running there by Moti, especially. He was coming back to the danger end and he reached it very easily. Good runner between the sticks. Moti's a good athlete.
So 71 required of 49 deliveries. Required run rate climbing up just under 9 now. Here's Ayub into Chase. And Chase hits this one hard down the ground for a single. So not a bad over for the West Indies. The 64 for 4 at the end of it. They pick up, 10 runs of that last over. So good stuff from the West Indies. At the end of 12, it's 64 for 4.
So much depending on the test captain Chase here. He's on 15.
Well, it's going to be Sofian Mukim, it seems like. And Mukim has bowled pretty well. Just a 1 over today for 7 runs, but in that last game, he really controlled the middle overs and took the West Indies out of the game early. There he is, into bowl to the big man, Ruston Chase. Chase drives and misses out. Wicketkeeper does not collect cleanly, but a dot ball nonetheless. Here's Mukim. Oh, another good delivery. Beating Chase this time for pace.
Again, the field dictating the shots that Chase is playing at the moment. There is a short third man and backward point in the circle. Anything beyond them will be a boundary. And he's really looking to prosper in that area, missing the ball.
This is good break from Mukim. He's bowling at a fast pace. So he's not allowed Chase the time to get back and cut the ball. And he's not giving him the arms either. He's bowling right up into the stumps. There's 3 dots to start this over. Here he is again. Chase. Look at the slog sweep and misses out. So Chase putting himself under some pressure now. 4 dots.
Moti comes down and have a word with him.
Go to Kesh Moti. I have a lot of respect for a player like Gudakesh Moti, who's always willing to do what the team needs. Can bowl at any point in time. It's fielding in the hot spot. And he's coming into bat at number 6 when his team's under pressure. This time, another good delivery from Mukim. Peeling off the pads of Chase as the umpire signals a leg by. So the first run of the over. Still no runs to Mukim though. He has a chance to bowl a maiden if he can bowl a dot here at Gudakesh Moti.
Uh, what has transpired in the over? Just one run of 5 ball has put Muti under tremendous pressure now, facing up the last delivery in the over.
69 runs to get off 43 deliveries. The required run rate has climbed up to just under 10. It is Mukim in to Moti. And Moti drives, and it's a lovely drive. Wide of the man at long off, and they'll pick up an easy 2 runs. Moti making it look easy at the moment at the end of 11. In fact, at the end of 13, the West Indies are 69 for 4. 67, in fact.
So 65 required now. In fact, 67, they're actually halfway towards that target. So another 67 to get in 7 overs. Not impossible at all. But on this track, it's going to be difficult.
But I think if they could get it to 40 in the last 4 overs, or maybe 35 in the last 4 overs, it becomes easier for the guys in the back end. Romario Shepherd, Jason Holder, these guys are guys who are power hitters. They can hit the ball out of the park. And I think you got Casey Carty as well in case something goes wrong. At the moment, Carty batting at number 7 makes absolutely no sense, in my opinion. There's Ayub into Chase. Chase looking to go downtown. One bounce into Nawaz at long on, and they get a single. Brilliant again from Saim Ayub. 3.1 overs, 1 for 16. Part-time are getting a full spell of 4 overs here, and much deserved. He's bowled well in this series. Moti gets back and punches straight to point. No run.
Yeah, just can't beat the offside field there, Moti. Something has to give here. The run rate is climbing.
Here's Ayub. Moti looking to use his feet. And a chance of a run out at the striker's end. And he gets back.
Well, he's trying to make something happen here, Moti. Then the next man in may well be Jason Holder. I'm getting the feeling that Jason Holder may have to welcome and do it with the bat as well after taking 4 wickets early on when Pakistan batted.
It's either going to be Holder or Shepherd. And I think either way you can't go wrong at this stage. Here is Moti in. And Moti looking to sweep down the leg side. It's a wide. I think Moti missed out there. If he hit that, there's just that one man behind square. Could have gotten himself some runs, but he gets an extra ball. The West Indies are now 69 for 4. 65 runs required now. Moti gets back and cuts lovely, but straight to the man at deep cover. Shine Shah Freddy gets in the return, and there's just another single. 70 for 4 now. A couple of big hits could really separate the West Indies from the pressure that they're under.
Yeah, big over. They need a big over. When you're chasing a small target, you need a big over. One big over can push, you towards victory.
There's Ayub in to Chase. Chase looking to go big. The fielder's underneath it. Takes a catch. And that is what pressure does. Ruston Chase has to go. He tried all night. He has to go for 16 of 19. And Saim Ayub once again. He is the wicket taker. He picks up his second. 2 for 18. And the West Indies have lost their fifth. It's 70 for 5.
Yeah, so Pakistan continues to take wickets at crucial periods here. At this point in time, they're on top. Let's see who will be coming in to join Moti.
It's very interesting to see what happens here. Chase is almost off the field, and the new batsman is yet to walk in. And we aren't sure. We just await to see who it is. And I think Gurugesh Moti looking into the dugout, and he's not sure who it is just yet either. No one has walked out. Casey Carty. So Casey Carty is a player who takes his time to get in, but once he gets in, he can't hit the ball. Unfortunately for him, if he takes his time to get in, they'll be under a lot of pressure because they need 64 runs in 38 deliveries, 37 deliveries.
I
In
need a
fact,
big over. One big over, 15-20, could really change the fortunes of the West Indies here.
I'm very surprised not to see Romario Shepherd out there at the moment, because he's that man who can give you that big over at will. But a lot of credit has to go to Ayub. 3.5 overs, 2 wickets, 18 runs. And he has been excellent with both bat and ball in this series. A real contender for the Player of the Series award as he's in his final delivery into Carty. And Carty drives, a lovely drive. And he is challenging the fielder down at long off. And they pick up 2. So Carty is immediately off and running. And the West Indies at the end of 14 is 72 for 5. They need 62 to win in the final 6 overs. It's a must win for the West Indies. I have to remind you that if they are to win this series or to keep themselves alive in this series, they have to win this game. And they're making it look very difficult at the moment. What they have on their side, though, is that Sofian Mukim has 2 overs. They still have 4 overs of pace. And when pace has been on the ball, they've not looked too bad.
Yep, let's see what happened here. He has to go here, Moti.
Oh, and on the edge this time from Moti, but Casey Carty gets through quickly. So a single, 73 for 5. But Carty's another one who's a very good runner between the wickets, a proper athlete. And if he can come in here and win this game for the West Indies, that would be brilliant for him. Just coming into the squad, he was not a part of the original squad against Australia, was brought in for the 50-20. And when Evan Lewis was ruled injured, didn't score. And he was out yesterday, but he's in now. Carty looking to cut. Mukim, a beautiful googly, and the wicketkeeper collects his no run. Here is Mukim in to Carty. Carty pushes it into the offside, and they're going to look for 2 more here. And Moti turns and says no, so they get a single. Takes the score now to 74 for 5. And the West Indies require 60 to win from 33 deliveries. Gudakesh Moti is 8 of 10. If he can hit a couple of sixes here, and I think the West Indies need it sooner rather than later. Here is Mukim in to Moti. Moti hits it straight back to him.
Just
There's no
can't
run.
get it away. Well, this is really, really disappointing here at the moment for any West Indian fan to look at.
Moti, this one beats the man at extra cover, and he picks up a boundary, a much needed boundary. Gudakesh Moti hit that one very hard. And that's a Gudakesh Moti that we've grown accustomed to seeing. He's looking to go very hard, and he hits the ball in some different areas. Picks up a boundary, 78 for 5. The West Indies need 56 to win of 31 deliveries. Here is Mukim. Final delivery of the 15th in to Moti. Takes a step across, pulling this one, and it's down to deep backward square for a single at the end of 15 overs. The West Indies are 79 for 5.
So with 5 overs to go, the West Indies still require 55. So that's 11 and over. Gettable. But they've lost 5 wickets. They need a big over. One big over. And that is not coming.
Well, I think you look at that 5 wickets, and usually it's something to be concerned about. But you look at this West Indies batting lineup and the batting to come. You've got Shamar Joseph, who hits the ball a long way. You've got Jason Holder, who is a genuine all-rounder.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Romario Shepherd, who's known for what he can do with the bat. Akil Hussein, the only guy that you're probably a bit worried about and you don't want to see too much batting from compared to the others is probably going to be Shamar Joseph
Who can bat?
and who can still bat.
Yeah.
So they're still very much in this game, and with 4 out of these final 5 overs having to go to the fast bowlers, pace on the ball can go a long way here. But if Hassan Ali continues to bowl smart, he can really be dangerous because he's got the ability to bowl those slower balls and those off cutters.
Well, that's the kind of player he is, Hassan Ali. Very experienced.
He's going to bowl around the wicket to Moti. .55 to get, 5 overs to do it. Hassan Ali is in to Gudakesh Moti. And Moti drives straight to the man. But you can see the intent. Moti was flinging his bat at that as if he just didn't connect well. He tried to get it through the gap. If he beats that fielder, that's 4 because long off is up in the circle.
I think that was the intention there from Moti. It's Hassan Ali.
Down the leg side, and it's a wide. The West Indies will take any extra run they can get. The score moves up to 80 now. 54 to get now on 29. Moti Gota, that's a massive hit! That is a huge hit from Gudakesh Moti.
That's the biggest 6 we've seen at the ground in this series.
Yeah, I think across the 2 games, that is the biggest 6. And Gudakesh Moti has taken the score now to 86.
Well, he has gotten 7 of 2 deliveries in this over.
We spoke about pace on being a dangerous thing, but Pakistan have run out of spinners. They've got Salman Ali Agha, who is a part-time off spinner himself, but it's very be interesting to see if they introduce him so late. But that was a length ball. It really was a nothing delivery. And Gudakesh Moti needs no second invitation. He hit that one over mid-wicket, and he picks up his first 6. He's on to 19 of 15 deliveries.
Well, third man comes up and long on goes back on the boundary.
Pitched up a Yorker, and a brilliant Yorker. Moti is upset with himself for not getting bat on that, but it really was a well-bowled delivery from Hassan Ali.
Well, they've gotten 7 of 3 deliveries in this over now. This has to be the big over.
At what point does Hassan Ali go off gutter? He's gone pace on for all 3, including the wide 4 deliveries in this over. At what point does he go slower ball? Because Gudakesh Moti, especially if it's pitched up, he's going to go hard. So if Hassan Ali could just hang it in the air, let's see what happens. Hassan Ali, Yorker, Moti drive, straight to the man. And they are going to look for 2 here on the overthrow, and they get there. Good work from Moti and Karti here. 9 of 4 in the over.
This is the over that they need to go big. Another big 6 here can change things around a bit for the West Indies. At this point in time, they require, 46 again.
Yeah, 46 from 26. Mind you, the target is 134. And that was a big hit from Moti. I don't think I'm quite gotten over that yet. Here is Hassan Ali into Moti. Pitched up, and that's 6 again. Moti is on the charge. Over mid-wicket, a leg ball from Hassan Ali. And Moti just swinging his bat over mid-wicket. Picks up his second 6 of the over. This over now is going for 15 and still a delivery to go. The West Indies need 40 of 25.
Well, Moti has decided that he had to go in this over. We are not seeing the slower delivery at all from Hassan Ali. He's telling his captain to calm down. Probably has a plan.
Well, I don't think the plan was to be hit for 2 6s. But, whatever the plan is from Hassan Ali is not working just yet. But yeah, you're right. I think Gurukesh Moti was thinking along the same lines that we were. Pace on has to go. You're not going to get a better chance. Here is Hassan Ali. Final delivery of the over. Goes pace on again. A Yorker length delivery, and Moti squeezes it out down to long on for a single. So completes a good over for the West Indies. 16 off it. At the end of 16 is 95 for 5.
That was a big over that they needed, and now the West Indies require 39 of the last 4 overs.
We spoke about if they can get it to 40 in 4 or maybe 35, you can give yourself a real chance. 5 wickets in hand, and the guys that you have in the dugout are guys who can come and hit 13 and over. So you're very comfortable at this point in time. My only thing is Mukim has got another over, and the Hayes 3 have gone for 16. They've not seemed to be able to hit him away at all.
Well, he has to try. Moti has to go. There are batsmen out in the dugout who can still hit the ball. They just can't play him out here. They have to go. This is his final over. They can't play him out.
I think for me, I think the best approach in this over, you don't want to try to hit him for 20 because you could lose 2 wickets. If you could hit him for 8, get a boundary early in the over and rotate the strike and just take it down less and less into those last 3 overs. Here's Mukim into Moti. Starts off with a wide.
So 7 required now.
38 to get.
So 7 from your target of 8.
Yeah.
Mukim. Sufyan Mukim from the far end.
If you can get the boundary early in the over and makes it easier. Here is Mukim again. He's looking to go wide to Moti. Moti, I think he might be out there. I think that the wicketkeeper, Moti, hit the ball into his pad and he did not know where it was. He ran down the track just about 2 steps. And the wicketkeeper collected the ball, hit the stumps. Moti dove back in, but I'm not sure if he got back in time.
Well, the decision is pending at the moment. We wait to see.
I think for the West Indies' sake, you don't want Moti to get out now because he is the only man who's come out on this wicket and played his shots and has scored runs.
I think he's back in.
It's very close. Moti is not moving. The Pakistanis are still huddled together. Getting a closer look here.
If he's on the line, then he's out.
It seems to be out. I'm not quite sure. We still have to wait. The umpire's not made the decision just yet. He's given out. So Moti has to go. And against the run of play, really, he goes for 28. Run out by the wicketkeeper Mohamed Harris of 16 deliveries. And the West Indies lose Moti in a time where he was just starting to get going.
Harrison, acrobatic wicket keeper. Fantastic work.
Well, it's Mr. Experience himself, and you said this, that Jason Holder might very well be the next man in, and you were absolutely right. He's a match winner, Jason Holder. With the bat, with the ball in hand, no matter what, he is a match winner. He's coming off a brilliant score in the last game of 30 of just 12 deliveries where he hit 3 or 4 big sixes. So you're going based on form. You have to send him ahead of Shepherd, and that's what the West Indies have done.
Well, if he can get 30 of 12, the West Indies will win. 6 down. 96 on the board.
So 38 left to get from 23. Moti, a well-played innings, 28 of 20. Very disappointing in the way that he fell. Unfortunate for all, because I think Moti thought the ball went down to fine leg. So unfortunately for him, he's gone for 28. He hit 2 massive sixes in that 28. And Jason Holder is the man out there with the task of winning this game for the West Indies. And let's not forget Casey Carty on the other end. He's on 3, or on board 3. He's another man looking to win this game for the West Indies. Here is Mookie into Holder. And Holder, an appeal for AW, not out, says the umpire. And they are discussing a review.
Harris wants the review. Let's see if they'll go upstairs.
Yeah, they've gone for it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah. So we'll wait to see if Holder goes here now. That's even more pressure for the West Indies.
I think at the moment, on first look at the replay, it maybe might be hitting Holder outside leg.
So no bat involved, as you can see from the replay.
It's pitching outside leg, just as I said. So Holder lives to fight another day. But more importantly for Pakistan, yes, they have not got the wicket, but it's another dot ball. Fahim Ashraf has not bowled in this game, so Hassan Ali probably has to bowl another. Shaheen Shah Afridi might be the man to bowl too, but Hassan Ali has to bowl another over unless they risk Ashraf. Here is Mukim in to Jason Holder, steps across his stumps and drives this one into the offside, no run. So this Mukim over, we knew how important it was going to be for both teams.
And they've gotten just one.
Just one of it so far. And that was a wide. Still 2 deliveries to go. 3 deliveries, in fact, to go in the over. Oh, and it's a no ball. Well. The umpire has signaled a no ball. So the second run of the over, but more importantly for Jason Holder and the West Indies, it's going to be a free hit. So, well, what a turn of events here. We've against the run of play once more. The left-hander spinner has bowled the front foot no ball. Here he is, free hit. Holder steps across and drills this one down the ground. Didn't get the elevation. It was a faster ball, a Yorker length delivery. Holder couldn't get underneath it and just muscles it down the ground for a single.
And that's the problem with Mukim. You know, he's bowled pretty quickly with his left arm unorthodox spin.
And I think the West Indies have not played him smart. They've not looked to dab him around the corner or anything of that sort. Here he is. He's bowled wide this time, pushing this one across. Casey Carty.
Yeah, he was trying to drive. He should have gotten back and across if he's cutting.
He tried to muscle it over cover, missed out, a dot ball. So Mukim into his final delivery here. And that's an inside edge and he's gone. Carty goes. Mukim strikes. His first wicket of the night. And the West Indies are in real trouble now.
Well, the West Indies do require 36 off 3 now. 12 and over. Carty batting at that position made absolutely no sense. Carty should have come in a lot earlier.
I think AC Carty is a number 3 batsman. Maybe number 4 if you're going to use Hope at 3. We saw Rutherford at 4.
Rutherford should be the man coming in Carty's place.
Mario Shepherd is in. And he has a mountain to climb here for the West Indies. Mukim still has 1 delivery to go. The West Indies need 36 of 19. 3 wickets in hand. And they've lost 2 important wickets in this over. That of Moti and now Carty. But Carty gives you a good runner between the wickets as well. And you've now lost that. Holder is good. Shepherd is not as quick. So we'll have to see how that goes. But what Shepherd can give you is a lot of sixes. And they need a lot of that. 36 to get. 19 deliveries. Mukim, final delivery of his spell. And I think that's smart from Shepherd. Just defends it, gets Mukim out of the game. 3 overs of pace to face now. And Shaheen Shah Afridi is the man coming in to bowl the 18th.
36 of 3. Sufyan Mukim, another good spell.
4 overs for him. And a wicket and 19 runs.
So it's going to be Afridi from the media end, the southern end of this ground.
And Jason Holder is the man on strike. Reminder that Holder scored 30. Shepard as well came in, hit a 6 or 4 single, and then got out in the last game for 11 of just 4 deliveries. So these two are no nonsense type of guys. 36 to get in 3 overs. That's 12 runs and over. At the moment, Pakistan definitely have the upper hand. Here is Shaheen Shafridi round the wicket into Holder. Holder takes a step across, drives down to deep backward point, and he'll get 1.
Remember, 12 needed an over from this point onwards.
What do you think is, as a batting team, is the best approach? Do you go and try to meet that target of 12, 12 and 12? Or do you try to get one big over early in, as early as possible?
I think this is the over where they have to try to get a big over to ease the tension over the last two.
I think in a run chase, especially when you're chasing in situations like this, you want to get the boundary very early in the over. Here is Shaheen Afridi in to Shepard. Shepard drives and misses. A slower, wide Yorker. And the Shepard played way before time. He knows that his job is to hit every ball to the boundary. And he is going to be disappointed in himself. It was a full toss. And he missed it completely.
So 2 full tosses so far by Shaheen Shah Afridi. And the West Indies will have not been able to really get it away.
And he comes round the wicket to Shepard. Shepard drives and he gets the outside edge. It's racing to the boundary and it's 4.
Well, with third man up in the circle, he threw everything at that Shepard. That's the risk because Aga is down at long on.
It's very rare to see a bowler bowling left hand round the wicket, looking to target the wide line, and third man is up in the circle. And I think that's what Aga is telling Shaheen now. But a much needed boundary for the West Indies. 100 comes up. And, now 31 runs to get in 16 deliveries. Here is a lovely delivery from Afridi. He's hugging that wide line and he's nailing those Yorkers.
Good pace as well.
A dot ball for the West Indies.
31 now required.
Nothing that Shepard could have done different there. He's absolutely nailed that Yorker. $31 to get. 14 balls to do it. This time an appeal for BW. And the West Indies get through for a quick single. Shaheen Shah really changing up the approach and going full and straight into the body. And just awaiting the signal and they say a leg by. So 30 of 13. A good over from Shaheen Afridi. 6 runs off it. If Holder can get a 6 here, he'll meet their target of 12. Needs a boundary. Here is Afridi in now to bowl to Jason Holder. And Holder just went for 6! Into the screen! Over the screen, in fact. And the West Indies have met their target of 12 in that over.
That was a big one, wasn't it?
Shaheen Afridi was a one ball in the over. You would say that he missed his length. And Jason Holder was ready to capitalize.
24 now to get into. Could this be a cliffhanger?
The good old West Indies. They love excitement. They love a party. And they're making us enjoy this one here. 24 to get up 12. And who is going to bowl here?
Shepard has to go.
It looks like Hassan Ali. And Hassan Ali is having a sort of Harris Rauf type of night. Rauf was 4 overs for 40 odd last night. Rauf and Ali this time is 3 overs for 33. And he's in at an important over, the penultimate over.
He's an experienced bowler, and this is why they'll have to be careful here with him. He's going to get that ball to skid on.
Well, you've got 3 guys out there who've got a lot of experience. Romario Shepard has played 61 T20 internationals. He's got 648 runs and he's striking at 142. Here he is. Wide from Hassan Ali and too wide. Oh, the West Indies get an extra.
Well, there it is. Hassan Ali again looking to hog that wide line with third man up in the circle.
Even if Shepherd gets bat, it's a good chance that it goes over Afridi's head. What Pakistan have in their favour is that Afridi's quite a tall man. They're hoping he could just pluck it out of the air. There's Hassan Ali again. He is steaming into Romario Shepherd. Shepherd drives straight to the man at deep point. He stops it, and they should have gotten two there because the man did not pick it up cleanly.
Well, the ball and he knocked him down.
He pushed it to the ground.
Yeah.
And Shepherd was jogging in.
That should have been
single.
two.
They've got to run hard. So they could say that they've gotten 2 runs of the first delivery now. So 22 to get an 11. A couple of boundaries can make this one very interesting. But Jason Holder, he's been in good form with the bat.
Well, it's a no ball and a free hit is coming up now.
Well. Hassan Ali can do no right at the moment. He's finally nailed a good Yorker, and it's a free hit. It's a no ball. So an extra run added to the tally. The West Indies 21 to get in 12. Here's Hassan Ali, free hit to Holder. Holder drives, pass cover. The fielder does well, and they pick up 2 runs. Good running from the West Indies.
Well, 4 now in the over. 5, in fact, of 2 deliveries. In fact, that's 2 deliveries. In fact, it's 1 delivery. Hold
Oh.
a swing and a miss. They're going to go for the bye.
Well. Mohammed Harris, after a brilliant bit of keeping to run out Moti, could not pick up that ball, and Romario Shepherd raced down to the other end. It was a big heave and a miss. Hassan Ali finally, as we alluded to, is finally bowled a slower ball. Holder missed it, all ends up, but they get through for 1.
17 required now.
It's anybody's game at
In
the
fact,
moment.
18. 17 for a super over.
It's Hassan Ali in to Shepherd. Shepherd pulls. He's not gotten all of it. And yes, he has. It's good for 6. Romario Shepherd is dragging the West Indies back into this.
12 required now. That was a short-hand jab. And you were right. It looked as if it was not going for 6. All of a sudden, it sailed over the Coca-Cola sign. And that has brought the West Indies to within 12 of victory now.
12 to get from 9 deliveries.
And you would fancy them in this situation.
Hassan Ali in to Shepherd. Full line. Shepherd drives. And outside edge is 4. Romario Shepherd. He's done it again. 126 for 7. And 8 runs to get a runner ball 8. If the West Indies lose from here, something has to be wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I have this one in the bag now. Romario Shepherd and Jason Holder bringing them right back into the encounter. If the West Indies lose here, they will never win again in the history of cricket. 8 of 8. The drought is about to end. Hassan Ali has had a horrid night.
I don't think it's a game he'd want to remember. Here he is, 8 to get from 8. Ali into Shepherd, pulls, and he's missed it. And he's ended up on the floor.
Well, he's down for the count, it seems.
Well, it seems that he's picked up a bit of an injury here, Romario Shepherd. He says he's okay. Jason Holder has gone up and helped him up.
8 of 7.
He's telling everybody just relax, he's good. He wants to be there till the very end. But if it gets to a situation where you need to run a quick single and he can't do it, I don't think that Sami will be too happy with him.
I don't think he operates with singles.
8 of 7. An important dot ball that was from Hassan Ali. Because Shaheen Afridi has bowled well. If he gets another dot here, Pakistan are in this one. Here is Ali in to Shepherd. And another dot delivery. The slower ball, he took all the pace off that. It was an off cutter wide outside the off stump. Shepherd couldn't get there. And it's a dot ball. 8 of... It's still a very interesting game. Shaheen Shah Afridi, a Pakistan stalwart, a man who's been there for a long time, has the responsibility of defending 8 runs.
Can he do it?
The battle of experience as well, because Jason Holder is the man on strike on the other end. Both of these guys are recognized as two of the leaders of both of these teams. And it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a good finish.
The West Indies would need an early boundary in the over just to ease the tension. T20 cricket at its best here. Even a low score at times can produce this sort of excitement. And you're seeing it here at the moment at the Central Broad Regional Park. Here's Afridi.
He's running into bowl to Holder. Takes a step across and Holder drives this one down the ground. They'll look for 2. And Holder says no, they'll have 1. 7 of 5. A low full toss.
Angry with
once
himself
again.
there, Jason Holder. He was looking to go a little squarer. Had he done that, he could have probably gotten a boundary. That boundary that was needed. The West Indies require 7.
Afridi in to Shepherd, who is 15 of 10. Here is Afridi, round the wicket to Shepherd. Where does he go? He goes straight. An appeal for LBW. He's given. He's got to review it. I think he needs to.
Holder has asked for the review.
And I don't think Shepherd has.
But Holder has. So I think they're going to go upstairs.
And I think that's as plumb as they come.
Playing across the line there was a full delivery. No, the West Indies require 7 of 4.
Q. Shama Joseph. He is a match winner. He is box office. And he's got 7 runs to get from 4 deliveries.
Can he get it? The West Indies, remember, at one point they needed 8 of 8.
All they needed was to play smart cricket. And it's something that we've not seen them do over the past maybe 10 games internationally, 15 games.
Yeah, they were looking for big shots. With 8 of 8, you look to get the single. Shepherd is still waiting because the review is still being done. In the meantime, Shamar Joseph has taken his guard.
Afridi is getting ready to bowl. Joseph is ready to face. I think Shamar Joseph is out now to bat. Here is Afridi in to Joseph. Joseph goes down to long on. 1 bounce, a single. 6 of 3.
Now, it's all up to Jason Holder. He's had a magnificent night. Can he bring this home? 4 wickets with the ball. He's on 11. He has struck a 6 already.
On a night where Jason Holder has become the highest ever wicket taker for West Indies in T20 internationals. Can he be the reason that they end the drought? Can he be the reason to keep them alive in this series? Here is Afridi, 6 to get off 3. Afridi to Holder, round the wicket, he's in. Holder drives down to point, he has to look for 2 here. And
All he'll get is 1.
5 of 2.
Can we get a super over?
You could see Mohammed Harris, the wicket keeper there, signaling to Shaheen Afridi, but no one seems to be looking at him at the moment.
Yeah, he's trying to tell him to go full and wide.
Here we go. 5 of 2. Afridi in to Joseph. The West Indies need 5. Here he is. Over the wicket to Joseph. Joseph drives down the ground. They'll get a single. So it's all in the hands of the man from Barbados. Mr. Experience himself. Jason O'Mari
Has to hit a 4. A 6 will do. So 4 to win here. Jason Holder has it all to play for. What a cracker we've had here tonight. Credit to Pakistan, they fought back well after scoring a low total.
A long on, a deep mid wicket, a deep point, deep long off, and a deep cover. 4 to get. Here we go. Shaheen Shah Afridi into Holder. And it's a wide. The West Indies live to fight. 3 to get.
What is he appealing for? What is Shaheen Shah Afridi appealing for? He nearly bowled that delivery into Sunrise.
The plan was always going to be full and wide because that is the big side. The offside to Jason Holder right now is the big side. And it's always going to be a difficult delivery to hit.
So 3 to win. If Holder gets bat on it, they just have to keep running, at least get 2 and take it into a super over.
All options are available on this final delivery. We can have a draw, we can have a win for either team. Afridi in to bowl to Holder. 3 to get. Holder! And he's done it! He's done it! Beautiful statue! Jason Holder has done it for the West Indies!
The Prime Minister of Barbados, Jason O'Mari Holder, has brought it home for the West Indies. The drought is over.
Jason Holder, you beauty. On the night that he's become the leading wicket taker for the West Indies, he's ended one of the longest droughts in West Indies cricket history, and he's kept the series alive. What a night for Jason Holder. What a night for the West Indies. And Akil Hussain can't believe it. He's walking out there and he can't contain himself.
You feel it for the fans. They're celebrating here. The local fans, the West Indies fans, they have waited long enough for this drought to be over. The West Indies are still in the series. It's now tied at 1-1. And what a performance by a great statesman in West Indies cricket, Jason Holder.
Who else? Who else could it have been? It was always going to be Jason Holder to take West Indies past this. We look back at the form that they've been in. Jason Holder has been the one man who's consistently put out his best in maroon. And he deserves this more than probably anyone else at the moment. Jason Holder on a night, as I said, he's going to get some big recognition because when Andre Russell has retired, Nicholas Pooran, Kyron Pollard, Bravo, Sudan Ryan, all of these guys of the golden era of T20 cricket have now moved on. Jason Holder could have very well done the same, but he stayed available, and on every point in time the West Indies needed him, he's been available, and I'm sure the West Indian fans would really appreciate, and for sure they'll appreciate him tonight.
Yeah, you know, Jason Holder, I think, is one man who has stayed true and stayed loyal to West Indies cricket, and it means a lot. Tonight he has come out here and he has shown that, you know what, I have to take this match by the scruff of the neck for West Indies to end this drought. I think you have the details of the innings here. Look at the ground staff. They're very happy. They're celebrating after the drought has ended.
There's a lot of West Indians in this ground staff at the moment, but we just take a run through of the scorecard. The West Indies came out to bat with 134 needed for victory, and they did not get off to the greatest of starts. Artanays was out early for Mohamed Nawaz for 2. Joel Andrew got off to a pretty looking start before he was out by Nawaz as well for 12. Hope caught and bowled Nawaz for 21 of 30. He had a rough time tonight. Rutherford, LBW Ayub for 9. Chase looked good, 16 of 19. Gudakesh Moti, who I don't think he's going to get enough credit, but that innings is what the West Indies in the game, and that innings is what gave Jason Holder the platform to do what he did. He got 28 of 20 before he was run out. Carty, unfortunate for him, batting way out of position. He was out for 3. Holder, the man of the match by a country mile, 16 of 10, a 4 and a 6, and that 4 was that last ball. And Romario Shepherd, he really kept them in the game as well. 2 fours and a 6. He was LBW for 15. And Shamar Joseph on the other end, doing as much as he could, which was to get Jason Holder back on strike. He was 2 not out. And the West Indies were home and dry in the end. The only man not getting to bat was Akil Hussain, and I don't think he'd mind. And looking at the bowling card, Afridi, 4 overs, 1 for 31. He was not bad, but was not able to keep not able to win it in the end. Nawaz, he has been top class all series. 4 overs, 3 wickets for 14 runs, bowling 2 of those overs in the power play. Hassan Ali, you got to feel for him. On a night where everyone bowled well, he has really struggled. 4 overs, 48 runs. Sofian Mukim, he continues to impress with his left-arm wrist spin. 4 overs, 1 for 19. And Saim Ayub, with his ability to spin the ball both ways, he picked up another 2 for 20, this time in his 4 overs. But in the end, it's the West Indies victorious by 2 wickets.
Yeah, congratulations to the West Indies. They're in this series still. And at this present time, you see the president of Cricket West Indies, Dr. Kishore Shallow. He is making his way towards the presentation area. And I think it's only fitting that the president of Cricket West Indies is there to present the Man of the Match award to Jason Omari Holder. That's it from us here at the Central Borough Regional Park. Congratulations to the West Indies. Congratulations to Jason Holder. Join us tomorrow at 7:50 p.m. when we bring you what will be the decider.